What is up, everybody? Welcome here to Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome for a PCP movie night. It's time for PCP Horrorfest yet again. And tonight, we're covering our second winner of a PCP Army movie poll Horrorfest edition, special edition, Let's F J Strick Up. Speaking of which, here's the main man himself. It's J Strick. What's up, buddy?
PCP Army, what's up, man?
PCP Army, and tonight we're talking about Re-Animator from 1985. I'm so excited. This was your first time watching it, J Strick.
It served its purpose.
And it served its purpose. Also, we got Dylan from Dylan's Comics. What's up, my man?
What up, my dudes? Good to be here. Good to be here. Next, we gotta do From Beyond, bro.
I haven't seen that either.
About this.
From Beyond would even mess Strickland up probably even more. Let me tell you something, though. You got to check out Dylan's Comics on YouTube. There's a link in the description down below to subscribe up, because tomorrow night we have a bonus Horrorfest movie review, and it's Monster Squad, and it's all at Dylan's Comics. Ain't that right, my brother?
Hell yeah, my brother. Thanks again for having me. Glad to be here, dude. It's my favorite thing.
Glad to be here.
I look forward to this every week, man.
Dude, me too. Horrorfest is the best time of the year. Speaking of the best time of the year, Jelani's always down for Horrorfest. What's up?
What's up? Man, it's good to be here. Good to be here. This movie should have really effed you up. Sure.
It did. It definitely did.
Because it still bothers me.
It is very disturbing.
Yeah, good deal.
We also got the mutant monster Mario Master Micro Machine. Brooks in the house. What's up, my man?
Hey.
Brooks, had you seen this movie before, or was this your first?
I had never seen this movie, no. I'd only heard about it.
You watched it twice, right?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
Well, that says something, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, welcome everybody in the chat. Sam Fed, Fable, Eric, thank you for joining us tonight. We're talking live, discussing Re-Animator. It won the poll. It beat out Lucio Fulci's Zombie. It beat out Teeth, which was the movie that messed Jelani up. But yeah, it was the PCP Army movie poll for Let's Fuck J Strick Up. And Re-Animator won right there neck and neck with Dead Alive. And there's so many good movies on that list. But tonight it's all about Re-Animator. Re-Animator came out in 1985. Of course, it was directed by Stuart Gordon. It was written by Stuart Gordon, some other guy, and Dennis Paoli. It was produced by David Usna, who had gathered up $1 million to produce this film. Stuart Gordon wanted to do it theatrically. He was suggested that maybe you should do a horror film. Then he was suggested maybe take on Lovecraft. He wanted to do a period piece. He set it up to be a TV show, 6 episodes, just like the sequence of short stories, right? And then they wound up just making this movie, and I love it. Jeffrey Combs, Bruce Abbott, Barbara Crampton, David Gale, who I like to say a poor man's John Kerry. Seriously.
Yeah.
I love this film so much. And it's a movie that gets people in trouble. Whether you're a kid trying to watch it, like back in the 80s, it was a moderate success for being an unrated film released at the time. It is gory. It is audacious. It is ridiculous. It is hilarious. And it is utterly chilling. And it's got great performances. Now, J Strick, the whole purpose of this poll was set up so that you could get fucked up. How'd you feel about this movie? What'd you think about it overall?
Yeah, it did that, definitely. I think I would say I've never seen a horror movie like this one. And I think that's cool, right? Like when you watch a movie, you want to be like entertained and see something for the first time. And like the opening scene, I was just like, what the hell is going on? And this Herbert West is a character, the special effects. I love the whole movie, man. It's so good. It was truly disturbing, certain scenes that we'll get into.
Yeah, so Stuart Gordon wanted, in particular, he was like, well, if we're making a horror film, you can't do what's already been done before. And we're talking about 1985. We're smack dab in the middle of 80s horror, right?
Yeah.
And everybody is just pushing that boundary. And Stuart Gordon, in most of his films, wants to do something that you've never seen. Do you think he accomplished that in this film?
Yeah, for me, he did, for sure. I was not ready at all.
So overall, though, you liked it. So it was out there, but you liked it.
Yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed it. It's definitely going to be one of those in rotation during a Horrorfest,
Hell yeah. Dylan, my man, what do you think about this movie overall? And I know you're a fan of it.
Heck yeah, bro. I'm a huge fan of Stuart Gordon and Brian Usna, man. It's just a phenomenal film. I can't wait to get more in depth on it, but it's like what was it, H.P. Lovecraft's version of Frankenstein. It's just I love the character Herbert West. I love everybody in the film, really. I mean, everyone is phenomenally well acted in this movie, or well casted, and they act phenomenal in it. The effects are done so simply, but they're so effective. It's phenomenal, because I know you've seen that documentary with the Arrow release that they had on it. It's like an hour documentary, and they show like it's just simple techniques that they would use, but they're so effectively done that it's crazy, man. I love the movie, man. I can't believe it's the first time Jay Strick saw it, and Brooks. But man, it's one I can watch anytime. I can just pop it in.
I love it. I don't think you can watch it anytime. You can't pop it over when the family's around for Thanksgiving or something.
Not a family movie.
Eric's in the chat. He says R-rated. There was an R-rated cut that was released for home video, but it was initially released theatrically unrated, which meant that it had limited advertising and all that kind of stuff. But it did get put out on home video for an R ratings to kind of gather up more people. It was a kind of a cultish thing at first, and then it kind of found its life in home video, like a lot of these 80s horror films did. I think that's one of the reasons why we look at 80s horror in such a magnificent way, is because we all got to watch them. You know, it wasn't like you had to go to the theater randomly to watch these movies that were randomly playing. Speaking of random, Jelani's random as hell. What do you think about this movie, man?
It disturbs me to this day. Like, I remember the first time I watched it. I watched it with Robbie, and I think it's been years. And when I saw it the first time, I pretty much I didn't understand what was happening, because I was like, why do these people keep shooting this juice, this Re-Animator juice? Why is Herbert West putting this in bodies just to see what happens? And it still fucks with me. And then the second time I saw it, I wasn't prepared from the first time I saw it. I saw it again, and I'm like, oh my god, this is great. The practical effects are amazing.
Yeah.
The cast is great. Herbert West is the greatest, one of the greatest. I think he's a villain. I'm pretty sure he's a villain.
Oh yeah.
I think this is what he was born to do. And he just, I gotta shoot people up with this stuff. Wait, it only took 2 minutes. Wait, give me a minute. Put some more in. And I'm like, no, slow down. Let the stuff take effect. And he's such a character. And everything he does, it makes things worse. And I love the fact that this movie does that. That it's just a comedy of errors on so many people's parts. There's so many things I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have let Herbert West in my house. But yeah, it's great.
You're right.
Cash, I'd be like, hell no. Sorry.
In your house, this is perfect. I'll take it.
I'll take it. No. You can leave.
You were saying something?
Yeah, I was gonna say he's right, because everything he was doing kind of made it worse, Herbert. And Dan is along for the ride, and he can't he's just in with him. I'm in this deep. I might as well just keep going.
What are you doing, man?
Jelani, I'm glad you said comedy of errors, because this movie, as horrific and chilling as it can be, it's also a comedy. It's really funny. Maybe not so appropriately so at times. It's goofy, but the actors, their performances, they never play it goofy. They always play it straight. Yeah. It really adds this groundedness to the film that really, to me, makes it really kind of stand out. There are other films, like Sam Fett out there in the chat. What's up, homie? Just said Return of the Living Dead and this movie are his favorites. Return of the Living Dead is great too, and it just holds nothing back, But Re-Animator really holds nothing back. This movie is crazy and it's wild. Speaking of crazy and wild, Brooks, my man, I got a call today. Somebody called me, said, I got to tell you something about your boy Brooks. I said, what's that? He said he's crazy and he's wild, and he watched Re-Animator twice for the first time this week. What you think about it, man?
I like this movie. This movie is a lot of fun to me. But I know it is kind of gory and stuff, but it didn't really seem that much to me. Like maybe I just like I've kind of seen some things. So I think it's about like
I've seen things,
I
man.
think this movie's about like Evil Dead level of kind of craziness. I think it's not like the highest for me would be The Thing. I think like this movie and
Sure.
like Evil Dead would be like right below that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this movie was a lot of fun. I like that it has that dark humor, which can be kind of hard to pull off, because like if you don't want to get too ridiculous with it, you get into parody, and
Right.
you don't get the fear. But this movie kind of balances the fear and the comedy.
Yeah, it really does. It balances it all, and it's got a great pace. It comes in at like 86 minutes. Now, the initial cut by Stuart Gordon was like over 2 hours, and Brian Usna got the thing, and he got together with the editor, and they cut it down, and it's just like a roller coaster. It starts and it never lets up, and everything. Stuart Gordon, and Dylan knows what I'm talking about because he watched the same documentary, and this is the one they did in like the mid-aughties or whatever, right? But like everybody that's involved in this film, they're like, Stuart Gordon, everybody else says less is more. He says more is more. And he never says, yo, let's tame that down a little bit. He says, let's do that crazier, yell louder, get nuttier, go out there, more blood, more foam, more craziness. And that's what this movie is. It's excessive, including the performances. But the performances are grounded enough that they really highlight themselves with these amazing characters that were written for them, but they really breathe life into these characters. Let's talk about these characters, obviously. We'll start with me. I'll highlight Herbert West, played by Jeffrey Combs. Jeffrey Combs is an amazing actor. He's in a lot of Star Trek episodes, He really is. He's in a lot. He plays a lot of different characters in Star Trek, lots of different aliens and whatnot. He's a great actor. He's in From Beyond, another Stuart Gordon Lovecraft adaptation. He's in a lot of great stuff. He's super creepy in that remake of House on Haunted Hill that they did in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's not a very good movie,
it's not good.
But he's really creepy.
He's good in it. Yeah.
He is such an exceptional performance as Herbert West. Now, in the original stories, like Dan's not a character, Megan's not a character. It's way different. It's more about the insanity of what Herbert West is going through, and then this doctor who loses his head and all this craziness, right? And Brooks, I think, just reread all that stuff this week, right?
I haven't gotten that far in yet. I'm probably gonna get to it pretty soon. I think
Gotcha.
Tearing through them later.
Gotcha. So in this film, initially, it was mostly a Dan and Meg story, and Herbert was kind of like that villain, kind of like right there. But his performance of Combs stole the show, right? And when they cut it down, goddamn Rays, when they cut it down, he really started taking center stage. His performance, man, he knows what he's doing. He's super creepy. I love him. Quick thoughts about Jeffrey Combs as Herbert West, Strickland.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine anyone else playing this role in this movie, right? Like, he just nailed it. He is extremely creepy. At the same time, extremely intelligent. And dude, he just wants to see, like, for whatever, he has this weird fetish of just bringing stuff, his Re-Animate with his ecto cooler stuff, pumping it into people. I don't know, man. I thought he was great, bro.
He's a very much a Dr. Frankenstein character.
Yeah,
That's why I have all my Frankenstein stuff behind me, a little bit of Cthulhu to represent Lovecraft, but it's a Frankenstein story. It's about man-made creation and bringing life to dead tissue. It is a modern telling of Lovecraft, which, that story obviously, outdates the original Mary Shelley Frankenstein, but it's right there in the same vein. What do you think about Herbert West in this movie, Dylan?
He's phenomenal. Every time I think about some of his great performances, you've seen Frighteners?
Yes,
I've seen Frighteners. He's
a
Frighteners too.
Yeah, dude, that's one of my. He's so good, man. He's so good. But yeah, I mean, what is that? Damn, I had a scene in my head. How he's always like, from the second he walks into that college too, and he's dogging, I forget his name, but the one professor that gets his head cut off. I don't know how I forgot his name, but like, he's snapping his pencil. He's got
Dr. Hill.
He's got some extra mojo since he's so smart, man, and he knows like he's got the key in like his pocket, tucked away, man. That he's bringing people back to life in the basement of the house he's renting out. But man, he's phenomenal. Like you said, he steals the show, and he is one of the great horror actors too. And man, a lot of actors, they kind of brush off that they were in horror movies, but he totally takes it in, man. He loves it, man.
Oh, he embraces it.
He embraces it. Yes. I was trying to think. I couldn't think of that damn word, man.
Speaking of embracing West, Herbert West, Jelani, what do you think about West in the film?
I would not embrace him at all. If he came near me or it was in my area, I'd call the police. That character is so over the top. Like, I have never seen a more over the top character than Herbert West. It's like from the beginning of everything, he makes he either killed his professor or his professor had a heart attack or something, and then he gave him the reagent and his eyes pop out, and that's the first scene in the movie, and you're just like, and he's just like, you killed him. He's like, no, I gave him life.
I gave him life. You know what's crazy is, what's crazy is they actually filmed that on reshoots because that wasn't the initial introduction of the character. The initial introduction was when Dan met him, but they felt like using it in particular felt like they needed to get the audience used to the tone of the film very early on.
That was it. Thank you.
Have you ever thought, Robbie, like since how it starts, do you think that he like stole that reagent, the Re-Animator agent from the professor, and like, maybe accidentally killed him or something? Or is that his idea? Or I never really thought about it till today. I was like, what if he like stole it from the professor? Like maybe they were working together. Because it seemed like maybe he was kind of like his assistant
that's a good observation for real, right? And I don't remember. It's been years since I've actually read the initial book. I was going to reread it this week, but I gave my Lovecraft book down to Brooks to read for Halloween, and I don't remember so well Bride of Re-Animator or Beyond Re-Animator because there are two sequels, obviously, and I don't remember if they revealed things there. But it seems like I always got the idea and impression that he was this dude's Gruber, Dr. Gruber. He was his assistant. And he was like maybe something happened. Gruber was elderly. Maybe he was experimenting on himself. But I feel like they were working together because of the way that he's so protective of Gruber's research when it comes to Dr.
Yeah, he doesn't take possession of it either. He doesn't call it his research. He calls it Gruber's still.
Yeah.
I noticed too when he gets brought up, like wrapped around that monster, the tentacle monster at the end. He don't even care about himself. Like even when they got the laser to his head, he's just like still. He doesn't. He's about to get lobotomized, and he's just like no fear. But when he's like getting pulled in, and he's about to get killed by a tentacle monster, he's like, my notes, and he throws the bag. Like that's it. You know what I mean? So
he's a medical doctor basically. He's a biologist, and the idea is that death is the greatest disease, and if you can cure death, there you go. Like that's the ultimate thing, right? So, and
do you agree he's dead now?
Yeah, and it's a very Frankenstein idea. Speaking of Frankenstein ideas, Brooks, what do you think about West in the film?
He's an amusing fellow. I think the thing I like most about him is his kind of give no shits attitude about a lot of things. Like he does not care what anybody thinks about him.
Combined with that arrogance,
creepy as fuck, and he just doesn't care.
There's that
great care about anybody's opinion except for what was the roommate's name?
Dan.
Because he kind of cares about Dan's opinion, but not like too much.
There's a great moment when he first meets Meg, and he looks at her and he goes, "I scared you," and she goes, "Yeah," and he goes, I
think my favorite scene is the one where he's got the cat on his back.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The freaking
It's like early on in the movie too, and like he's ridiculously flailing around with this thing stuck to his back.
Yeah. Jeffrey Combs is it's just an amazing and fantastic character actor. He did a great job as Herbert West. It made his career. Jay Strick, what's another performance you want to highlight? Another character?
I enjoyed, I don't know the actor's name, but the guy who played Dan. I thought if I was I thought he was me in the movie, right? Like he's supposed to be us. Like you're you're struggling, you're in medical school, you don't probably have a lot of money, you need a roommate. So you let this weird guy live with you because you need him to pay half the rent, and it goes sideways.
The idea is that he's a poor guy. He's there on a student loan, a scholarship basis.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I loved his performance. I thought like he went down the rabbit hole with him because he kind of had to, because like he's with that scene when his Re-Animator creation kills the dean, and that's Meg's dad, and it's this whole dilemma, right? And I loved his performance throughout that. And I do want to highlight, since it's the poll to F me up, I want to do an honorable mention. I'm going to give it to Rufus the cat, because
damn it,
I'm a cat guy.
Somebody was going to say that.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't think anyone was going to say, like, the only cat people I knew who was like me and Robbie. So like, I didn't know. My bad. But I got to smile at the cat because it's so sad, right? He's like in a fridge. And apparently that was like a real cat. It wasn't like they didn't kill it for the movie, but that was like a real cat in the fridge. Because I was like, that was really cool special effect.
That's a real cat they brought back to life too. That was a real one
right?
they brought back to life too.
And his body's just laying halfway on the table, and he's like, ah!
Yeah, Bruce Abbott does a great job because he carries it in that moment where he's like breaking on the ground, and Herbert's like, "Don't worry, we've got this. It's okay."
Exactly.
Like this movie he's our point of view, and we're into this journey of madness with him. And he actually handles that very, very well. Speaking of being able to handle a journey into madness very well, Dylan, what's another character or performance you want to spotlight?
I mean, they're all great. I guess I'll leave the evil guy to someone else, but I'll say Meg is Barbara Crampton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Figure out why. She's awesome. I love her From Beyond as well. She's awesome.
Did you say you guys can figure out why?
I mean, dude,
I can figure out why.
She's very hot.
Come on.
Does it rhyme with kits?
Let me tell you something though. She also does a very good job performing in this film.
Yeah, she does.
She really does. And man, she had, dude, for her to do what she did in that movie and From Beyond, man, she had some balls, and a lot of women were getting kind of played back in those days, which is really messed up. But she actually has she is just a phenomenal actress, man. Like, I love her in almost anything she does. And
she embraced it. She owned it, man. Oh yeah. No, she does a great job. She does a great job in From Beyond, where she gets to play a completely different character, a character with way more agency and problems. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but she doesn't she's not stupid in this film, and that's one of the things I really like about her character. And she brings a real earnestness to her. And one of the reasons why I think she's appealing to a lot of people that watch this film is not just because she's attractive physically, but because she really portrays something on more of a personal, maybe mental and emotional level too. And I think she does a great job, Barbara Crampton. Well, I'm glad we get all that stuff out of the way. So now I can go to Jelani comfortably. What's another character you want to spotlight, my man?
Oh, Dylan took mine. I'm kidding. No, actually, Jay Strick took mine. It was the cat. Freaking cat is amazing. It scares the freak out of me. That is the scariest thing in this movie.
It's one of the best scenes.
It's like, because that cat, you don't know where it's coming. You don't know where it's going to be next, because it's dead. And if I had that situation, once again, like everything in this movie, I'd be like, hell no, you need to get out. You killed my cat. Oh yeah, I'm calling the cops on your ass. You're done.
Anyway, he said he didn't kill it.
Yeah, I know.
He killed the cat.
He killed that cat. That happens all the time.
Yeah,
cats are dumb, dude. Sometimes they get killed.
No, cats are very intelligent, young man.
Yeah, cats are smart, man.
Man, you don't know nothing about cats.
Believe it or not, young man, the Egyptians worship cats.
But
yeah,
since Jay Strick took it, I'm gonna go for the next one on my list. It would be the security guard. The security guard with the mustache. I cannot remember his name. He is so fantastic in this film, because he's just terrible at his job. By the way, he is absolutely horrible at his job. I don't know how in the world you just sit there all day and look at like skin mags or take like 30 to 40-minute coffee breaks.
What was
so
that scene where he's like basically insinuating he's going to the bathroom with that nudie mag?
Yeah. Break time.
Time for a break.
Like, what? Yeah.
I love that. One of my
love
favorite
that,
bits is when he comes in there, he goes, "What's going on?" And he's like, "This is the dean, and he tried to kill this guy, and he blah 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 and blah." And he's like, "I'm calling the police."
I'm calling police. It was immediate. Because you're supposed to call the police. Anyway, but yeah, he would be my second favorite.
Yeah, that's really really good. What about you, Brooks?
Well, I'm glad nobody said the evil guy, because like he actually is probably my second favorite character in this movie.
You mean John
I
Kerry?
was leaving.
Yeah.
John Kerry.
Yeah, David Gale.
I mean, like before he's kind of like just an asshole character, but like after he like gets reanimated, like he becomes like the best thing in the movie for me. I think he kind of outshines Herbert even for a while there.
Well, what I like is that Jelani said that that he thought that Herbert West was the villain of the film, and he is for the first half. But then Dr. Hill
goes
takes
to Dr. Hill,
and David Gale does such a great job. And I joke, but he does look like John Kerry. Y'all know this.
He does. It's so spit on.
What do you think? Sadly, he passed away. But like Brooks, what do you think about his performance? Why do you think it works so well?
I mean, he just like he starts out, he's the serious authority figure doctor, and then like West shows up and he like when he mentions like that he studied under that dude, he gets kind of shaken. You can notice he's kind of like a little taken aback by it.
Yeah,
and I love the way like West is just like goading him and like how irritated he gets with him. And then
I suggest you get a pen.
And it's time like I'm just gonna steal your stuff. And then, of course, Herbert murders him and decapitates him. And like every dead thing around Herbert West, he has to put that fucking reagent in it.
Yeah, gotta see if it works.
The new villain is born.
I've never tried whole hearts. And that's a theme that really gets elaborated on in the second film, in which David Gale returns as Dr. Hill. And he's like a head with like bat wings and shit. You remember that craziness, man? Woo!
Yeah,
that's a nutty film. It's worth watching if you like this one.
It's cheesy.
It's worth watching if you like this one, maybe once. But like, I think it's worth watching actually. But beyond Re-Animator,
terrible.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Judgment directed that one, I think.
So the remake, the sequels aren't good, basically.
No. You ever made it to space? Then I take it.
They're way more left. They're way
the fourth film was going to take it to the White House, but they never made it that far. But I think so all the craziness, it goes over the top. The style is over the top. More is more, and more blood, more guts, more craziness, things you've never seen before. Literally a head giving head. We're trying to. We've never seen this shit in films before,
No.
And so that's kind of the style, but it also has a really sleek presentation. I think, first of all, the cinematography is great. The cinematographer was, what's his name? It is Mac Ahlberg, and he was a veteran, and this was Gordon's first film. He was kind of inexperienced, didn't really know what he did. He came from the stage. He thought of everything as a stage play, and he really came in there and worked with him in total on 7 films. So him and Gordon really got along, and he helped him out. The movie looks beautiful for its budget, especially, but it's got a sleekness to it. The music adds a lot to that. We'll get to that a little bit, but the directing, the script, the way the editing is one of the true stars of this film, because it's cut so tight that it never lets up, and it's like literally a roller coaster. It doesn't have any moments that like drop down. No, like it's never like that. It's just like constantly like on the rise, and even to the very, very bitter end with that crazy ending, and it never lets up. It's like the roller coaster that is always falling down. Do you know what I'm saying? What do you think about the style and structure of this film, Jay Strait?
Yeah, I think it's great. I honestly, like I said, I hadn't seen anything like it before in a horror movie. And I think you got to give credit to the writers, right? Like you said, they wrote it so tight. And I also read with the script that it was supposed to be longer, and they cut it down, right? But then a lot of times too, they'd be on set and they would just improvise a scene. Like they'd get an idea. Like apparently some of that, the Megan scene is like improvised. And so I didn't know that. I thought that was cool. I think that's impressive to just come up on the spot like that and do something very, very different in a horror genre that a lot of people did not see before.
Absolutely. Dylan, what do you got to speak on the style and or structure of this film?
I think it's done really well. I mean, for I think how long was the? Do you remember how long the Re-Animator like story was by H.P. Lovecraft? Isn't it like only a couple pages or something?
No, it's like 6 short stories. They were initially put in magazines, I think. There's 6 of them, and they're probably like a few pages each, right? Maybe like 10. Brooks, you just
yeah, they're long for his short stories.
Yeah.
Which his stories are usually pretty short. So
that's what
that's probably about 10. Well, maybe it was probably more than 10 pages, I think.
Gotcha.
But
don't quote me on that.
I think that there's great cinematography on it. I mean, it's all, a lot of it's in the hospital, so you got those bright lights, and you just always remember that freaking shiny green stuff in the syringes, man. Like, it's just glow stick juice.
Glow stick juice, man.
But it's
okay. Then one of the parts of the style is the special effects. What do you got to speak on that? Because we had a lot of people working on this film. What do you think about the special effects, bro? And I know you're a big fan of the practice.
Oh yeah, I mean, what John Carl Buechler did some of the effects, or his shop at least. I know.
He made up all the zombies. He created those. And the cinematographer, by the way, did a great job at the end of not showing many dongs, because apparently that was something they couldn't do. And so he was really frustrated because he was trying to shoot the film, but there were always dongs in his frame.
As soon as you said, I can't believe you said, as soon as like the last words came out of my mouth, that's the first thing that popped into my head. Is, remember, they're like, it's the Beanies in my shot.
Yes, the Beanies.
Oh my God. That man, he did a phenomenal job. Because I was watching, I was like, man, after seeing the documentary, I was like, he did a damn good job, man. But it's just so well done, man. They didn't have like a lot of money, and the effects, like I mentioned that earlier, they're some of them, man, are just what is it? The evil doctor, Dr. Carl Hill. He's just like sitting under a table. And it looks so effective, but because they throw blood in there to cover like the hole and everything, and you really it's so well done that you really, you're like, damn, dude, like simple stuff that they use, simple tricks, and it works so effectively. I think it has some awesome practical effects. And every time I watch that documentary and see how like simple they were, I'm like, but it's so well done, like where you can't even tell, like we
miss that in films today. We're like, back in the day, these guys just had to figure out these gags. Like one of my favorite gags in this film is when the dude's like Herbert West takes the drill and just drills through that zombie's like chest.
Oh yeah.
And it's just they built a chest and this dude's just laying like this, and another guy's got his hand in there. And I mean, that's Halloween shit, We used to do these haunted houses at my house, and we would put somebody's head on a platter on the table all the time. And it's super simple, but it's very effective. And it's, God, we need to get back to that root of filmmaking, especially on low-budget horror films. Nowadays, it's just like, oh, don't worry, they'll just CG it, it'll be fine. And it looks like a fucking video game. Speaking of looking like a fucking video game, Jelani, how are you doing, bro? Mr. Max Headroom, we call him around here. Where is this going? Yankees lost. I'm off the rails right now. What do you think about the style, story, and special effects in the film?
I mean, Dylan pretty much said a lot of what I was going to say about the practical effects. They're amazing. Like, just the little twerks, the way Hill's head is placed in the tray, of course, but then the way he's holding it. And it's like he's holding his head, and it's basically probably just him with like a body on the top of him with the head that's being held, and he's probably holding it with his own hands. and it looks so real. It looks like he's supposed to be like that. And then there's so many, the cat of all things, just it bothers me, like how twisted all of the dead people came back to life.
Yeah.
How everyone looks, the makeup and effects of the dead, especially the dad. They bit his fingers off, or that guy bit his fingers off.
Great moment.
It's fantastic. Like that still bothers me.
That zombie too is Arnold's stand-in for like Terminator, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, he's huge. I was like, why are you injecting that dude with that much stuff? Just give him a little bit. I think he'll make it.
Give a little bit.
A little bit, but yeah, it looks great. It's shot well. The lighting is fantastic for each scene. It everything gives, even at the end, which I still want to ask about, because I don't know if you guys know this. How did that portal open? He opened a portal and a tentacle monster came out.
He overdosed him.
Of the dude.
Spoilers.
He overdosed him on the reagent, is what happened, and then all of his organs had a life of their own. And his intestines unwrapped themselves and were trying to swallow in Herbert West. And where they went into movie Wonderland.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Herbert got better. He shows up in the next film.
Yeah, he's in the next film. Yeah. Oh, very terribly, but it's okay.
Speaking of getting sucked in by tentacle monsters, Brooks, what do you think about the story and the style of this film?
I thought it was good. It was well paced, I think, because like I never felt like it lulled too much. I was always it kept my interest throughout, and it built up good. And as far as the effects go, I think one of the things that I really liked is just kind of a weird little thing though is when the villain professor has his head in the pan, he has that little neck flap skin hanging off. I just always thought that was funny that his neck skin is like actually there. They actually thought like, yeah, we need to make sure his neck skin's in there because he pulled his head off, but there's still that little flap down there.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It makes it so effective, dude, and just some blood in the pan, and it's crazy.
Yeah, the blood really helps cover it up. It's a great looking film, man. What do you think about how they adapted it from the original story, Brooks?
Well, I think like. When I'd read the story, that would be a hard story to make into a full-length movie. So I think they kind of just took the character from that story and built a story around him, with a few elements from the book. And I think it works.
Yeah, I think it works. Yeah. They brought it into the modern day. They had a lot of things that alluded to Lovecraftian mythos, with like Miskatonic University and all that kind of stuff. They did a great job.
Right.
What I want to speak on now is another part that's so integral to the style of this film, and it's the music. Richard Band did the score in this film, and initially, after it came out, he was criticized for plagiarism for the Sherman, or is it Berman or Sherman, the score from Psycho, right? So, but the problem is Stuart Gordon said, no, I want it to sound like that. And so it was an homage. And I've always gotten that from the very first time I watched that movie in like my late teens, early 20s, somewhere around like 1920. And this was always that movie that I heard about, and when I finally watched it, I was like, what the fuck was this? And I've had many partners in my life walk in while I'm watching a Stuart Gordon film and be like, you watch some weird fucking shit, Robbie. Okay. But
you ain't lying.
I fucking love it, man. But from the first time I watched it, I could tell that music was intending to be Psycho-esque, and that opening title sequence where everything's in like day glow colors and it's all the anatomy, and he made, by the way, all of the special effects guys and even all of the actors like study anatomy. Like he like showed them books and diagrams, and he took them and they all like saw dead bodies at like a medical school or a morgue one day.
Man.
Like, and they're using so much like hamburger meat and shit and these like special effects. And that's why you always see like brains just splatter on the fucking wall and like slide down. And it's just so gross and so good. The music's great. I love it. Richard Band did an amazing job. Now, Richard Band's a great composer. He also did From Beyond, but he also did Troll. And more importantly, he did Ghoulies. And Ghoulies has an amazing score. And so does Puppet Master. He did the score for Puppet Master, of course, because this is a Charlie Band film, and it's all connected and blah, blah, blah. What do you think about the music in the film, Strickland?
Music's excellent, man. It's the first thing I threw on this week when we got to work on Monday. I think it's a shame that because I read into that, you told me that about he got a lot of flack for making it like Psycho, but it's what he was told to do. And back in the 80s, movies really relied on newspapers and media to rate the starring system of the movie. And I was reading like a lot of reviewers gave stars off because of the music was off of Psycho. I was like, that's frustrating, but it's great, man.
Especially when that's the intent.
Exactly. There's that was what I was paid to do. So
speaking of the reviewers, I do want to point out that Roger Ebert was a big proponent of this film when it first came out, which I think is interesting. Like that Roger Ebert liked this film because he gave such a bad review to another one that we recently watched. What was it? Near Dark. Because he didn't like the ending of it. Or Lost Boys. He didn't like the ending of Lost Boys.
Nobody listens to Roger Ebert, man.
I know, but they always used him,
I like Siskel better. Siskel's always better.
Siskel's the cynical one. Speaking of the cynical film critic, Dylan, that's not you at all, my man. What do you think about the music in this film?
It's phenomenal, man. It hurts to think that they would give him shit about the score and trying to jock off that, man. Like, I guess the word homaging wasn't, used back then, or I mean, it's for it to even get reference to Psycho is an accomplishment in its own, honestly, because that score from Psycho is so well known and just legendary. I mean, people who haven't even seen that movie, and if I know there are people, which is insane, they still know that scene, they still know that score, and that's just how iconic that movie is. But I absolutely love it, man. The score just sets you right in, man, from the beginning, because it has that intro too with all those crazy colors and anatomy pieces or whatever, but it really it sets the mood for this movie, man, and it really
works,
does, man.
And it's Bernard Herrmann, I just looked it up, who did the Psycho score. And dude, it's so freaking good. And that opening, and Gordon said he wanted to kind of pay tribute and homage to the early Corman pictures, Pit the Pendulum and shit like that. Speaking of psychedelic title intros, Delaney's whole life is a psychedelic title intro.
It is.
What do you think about the music in this film, brother?
Man, I like I said before, I didn't really notice it for a while, but as I remember it now, I'm like, oh yeah, it did sound like Psycho. Because I mean, it does have that good carry, and it's nice, and it's and it's well paced. It's good stuff, and I just had to think about it for a minute because I watched this last week.
I tell you this, man, whenever you watch a movie here for PCP Horrorfest, especially, you got to pay attention to the music.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And it was good. It was fairly decent. I want a little more though. I want to be louder. It needs to be, I don't know.
You just downloaded a shitty audio copy. Speaking of shitty audio copies, what about you, bro?
Whatever.
I really like the music, especially the theme in this movie.
Yeah.
It does have that, which I think is kind of a pretty typical thing in horror, that violin sound. Violin, like the high pitch. I think, it kind of causes tension, makes you feel a little tense. And then I think it kind of goes off on that when the bass drum kicks in, like boom, 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 boom. It kind of goes and becomes its own thing. So I didn't think this was I didn't consider it a rip off of Psycho or anything. It just seemed like, the kind of atmospheric music you would expect in a movie like this,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it definitely
Yeah,
it had that '80s vibe to it with the beat,
Yeah.
doom, 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 doom. But really cool, and I love it. And I love the music in this film. I think it's very important. And one of the reasons why it's so important is because it helps enrich the themes in this film. What do you think this film's about? The first thing I would say is obsession. First of all, this is very much like a Frankenstein story, so it's obviously about man taking the place of God, and you have this whole thing, but first, it's about obsession. It's about obsession over work, over romance. It's a whole work versus love thing. There's a romantic triangle in this film, and it's Meg, Dan, and Herbert, and I like that. And it's got a very, as Stuart Gordon said, a masturbatory nature to it. And so do all these Frankenstein stories. It's about men trying to get together to create life without a woman. So it's obviously got this thematic element, even as subtle as it may be, of a misogynistic nature that these kind of stories have, because it's about man trying to subvert the natural creation process of nature and or God and or the universe, right? So
What is misogynistic about this movie?
Name one thing.
What about you, Jay Strick? What do you think this movie's trying to say, brother?
That was a good thought. I like that. I was thinking the idea of like what you create, right? Art, music, whatever it be, cinema with this movie. You want it to be great, right? You put all your passions and all those things into it. But then I think about one of the things you take away from this movie, right, is like sometimes what you can create can be harmful. Sometimes you need to be put in check, and like Herbert is just going off the rails, man. He didn't care what he wanted his creation to come to life, and he didn't care what it costs. And people died because of that. A ton of people died because of that.
I created a monster. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a major theme that's in this film that carries over from Frankenstein for sure. What about you, Dylan? What's this movie saying to you, Dylan?
Probably one of the biggest things that everybody thinks about in life and wishes that you could change, man, that you could bring back people back to life, loved ones that maybe, just, the whole thing, life after death, all that, man. It's like it would be the greatest discovery of, science or in, the medical field. I mean, just it'd be it's knowing the unknown, or not, trying to dig into the unknown, the world. I mean, Stuart Gordon, he did a fantastic job. I forget, did he write the script, or did he have a hand in the script or something?
He did have the hand. He initially wrote it as a pilot for TV, and what's funny is he pitched it to PBS.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No.
Yeah.
But then Dennis Paoli and somebody else. It was Dennis Paoli and was it William something? William J. Norris wrote the script. Dennis Paoli, I think, gets most of the credit for it, though.
Very cool.
It'd have been nice to see a H.P. Lovecraft series done by him, man. That'd have been real good.
Well,
But,
the initial intent was that.
I think it's good.
Well, I was going to say the initial intent was that they were going to do a series of these. In fact, they did From Beyond, and then they did Dagon. So,
Yeah. Oh, Dagon is like a sequel?
no,
Dagon
but it's an
is
H.P. Lovecraft.
not that
It's a
good.
Lovecraft story. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know that. Are those the only 3 HPs that he did?
Well, Stuart Gordon also did Dreams at Witch House.
I know he did Dallas.
He did Dreams at Witch House for Masters of Horror, which is an H.P. Lovecraft story.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say I thought, because I think he did two H.P. Lovecrafts for Masters of Horror. I could be wrong though. It might just be one.
Yeah, the
HP.
other one was Edgar Allan Poe. He did The Black Cat with Jeffrey Combs as. Yeah.
Yep, that's what it was. I knew it was something.
I remember that.
That's a good one, man.
And Dreams at Witch House is really good too.
I think-
I actually just rewatched that the other night.
Oh, yeah. I think that's why, like all those guys, a lot of people were doing the Edgar Allan Poe movies, but no one really dived into any H.P. Lovecraft, adaptations at that time. It was all about Edgar.
Yeah, it seems like it's hard to do H.P. Lovecraft, man, because it's so much about the unknown terror and the drift into insanity. But out of everybody that's ever attempted, I think Stuart Gordon's been the best at doing it. Though I do hear that Nick Cage movie, Color Out of Space, is really, really good. But now would be the time. I would like to see, God, I would have loved to have seen Argento try to do an H.P. Lovecraft story.
Oh, the color.
The colors.
Yeah, the color.
You'll have to let me know what you think of Color Out of Space. It's not, it kind of reminds me of The Thing at times, but don't go in with high hopes. It's not that good. It's not that good.
Dylan, keeping it real. Speaking of keeping it real, Jelani, what do you think about what's this movie trying to say to you?
But I guess if you want something to happen as far as your passions, you can get them done no matter what the cost.
You can do anything you set your mind to, kids.
That's right. Do whatever you want, kids.
Now that you know.
Yeah.
One to grow on.
Like, wow. Just what the crap, man? Because you do whatever you want, man, and he gets away with reanimating, and he just constantly wants to shoot somebody up with this stuff. Like everybody, I'm like, even Dan,
he's an obsessive scientist, man.
Dan at the end, and I'm like, "What are you doing, Dan? No, Dan, let it go."
It's like, if you have a gun, you always want to shoot it.
I like too that it's the idea of yeah, it's that idea too of when he's like he keeps saying like, "Oh, I need a fresher specimen," and he's been dead for 3 seconds. Let's do it. It's gonna work this time.
Yeah, no, it's not. Stop it.
Jelani, you've seen and read Frankenstein. This is just how this mad scientist type thing goes, man. Look at Doc Brown. Doc Brown's literally no different than Herbert West. He's just trying to travel through time instead of reanimate dead tissue.
Exactly, but still,
what's
the
more
obsession
noble?
of it.
What's more noble? Herbert West.
Time travel, baby.
Noble intention. You fuck up the world with time travel, man.
Time travel.
Bruh,
I guess you can fuck the world with reanimation too.
What's more important is still in a sports
almanac.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Almanac, yes.
What's funny is that sometimes on my social media profiles, I'll say that I studied reanimation at Miskatonic University, and people will actually message me and be like, "Where's Miskatonic?"
That's good.
You love
I like that.
And yes, that is maybe not our first, but our first called out weird stretch of the night.
Station.
Yes.
Station. Speaking of station, Brooks, what do you think this movie's trying to say to us?
Well, I think hubris is a big part of it. The kind of the morality of science, how far was man meant to go? Herbert West doesn't stop to consider if he should reanimate things, despite the fact that everything he brings back to life, turning it into a crazy psychotic killing machine. It's he just keeps doing it though. It's he doesn't care about the consequences of his actions. All he cares about is being right.
Yeah.
Hubris is a big part.
That's what that's what leads to his death in the end.
Yes, it's the hubris of obsession of work over relationships, whether with a life partner or whether they're with friends or even faculty, teacher, mentor, student relationships. It's got that masturbatory nature because it's got, this idea of man trying to subvert the idea of normal creation and this and that. And it's all this stuff kind of wrapped up in one. And all of the themes of Re-Animator, for the most part, to me, are kind of tied up into the themes of Frankenstein. And I think that's one of the things why this movie excels. So let's rate this film. Out of 5 possible you digs. First of all, what do you out there watching right now in the PCP Army? What do you think about this film? Out of 5 possible you digs, what do you give it? And Jay Strick, what do you give it?
Giving it 5 you digs, man. It's innovative. It's funny. It's freaky. It's disturbing. Like I said, it's in the rotation for me now. I really enjoyed it in the most normal way, because I don't want it to sound like weird, like I'm obsessed with the movie or something, because it is a weird movie at parts. So, but man, it's great, man. The one like I didn't get to say it earlier, but one of my favorite scenes is when they are at the hospital for the first time and they bring back the guy to life, and it's the Arnold Schwarzenegger stand-in guy, and he just kills the dean, bites off his fingers, freaking body slams him against the wall. And I was like, what is going on, man? Oh my gosh. It was good stuff, man. I really enjoyed this movie.
Hell yeah. What about you, Dylan? Out of 5 possible you digs, what do you give Re-Animator?
It's strict, bro. It's okay, man. You're with horror fans. You're allowed to love this movie. I give it
you're allowed
man.
to
Don't
hear.
be scared, man. Yes, you are, man. The 5 out of 5, man. It's it's a cult classic without a doubt. It's the rewatchability on it is incredible. Like, I mean, Brooks watched it twice, man. Like it just says right there, man. It's so good. You could watch it once and watch it put it on again, man. I love it, man. And I'd say, man, if you don't own it, go to Amazon, man. They got a phenomenal release done by Arrow, and it comes with that hour. It comes with a bunch of special features and that hour documentary that me and Robbie kept mentioning throughout the review. So yeah, man.
I need to get
classic.
I tell you what, Brooks. That DVD that I let you borrow, the 2-disc, that came with a highlighter. That was the reagent syringe. I wish I could find that. But
I remember you had that.
Yeah, I wish I could find that. But Brooks, the DVD is yours because I have that Arrow on Blu-ray, and it has that documentary on it as well. So I'm just gonna bring it to you. That's yours, bro. You can have it.
Yeah,
I think Brooks deserves it.
I was thinking about watching that one, that second disc, but I never got around to doing it.
Always watch the second disc,
dude.
It's got all special features.
What about you, Jelani? What do you give this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna join you guys. It's gonna be a 5. It's so clean. It's like, well, it's not clean at all. It's quite messy, but
thank God.
It is by far. No, well, I do the Thing because I'm scared of the Thing. Like it still bothers me. So yeah, it's still a 4.
I didn't know if it bothered you as much.
Yeah, but Re-Animator bothers me, but like
it's funny.
It makes up for a lot of things,
and it's got a woman in it. That's why Jelani likes this a little bit better.
Oh my gosh!
Sorry, womp womp. I'm God. Who knew?
Right.
Who knew I was a gentleman? Who knew?
Hey, that's one reason.
But other than that,
horror. It's got.
That's right. One of the reasons I love horror.
Naked women.
That's right. But I mean, it's not just it though. I'm just saying it's a great film. It's got its moments. It's very good, man. I really like it. I will definitely watch it again.
Hell yeah.
And 5.
Hell yeah. I think I lost 2 Twitter followers tonight, but it's okay. I'm going to gain 5. What about you, Brooks? Out of 5 possible you digs, what do you think about this film?
Lose your job to Twitter.
I give it 5 too. This movie was a lot of fun. And I enjoyed the hell out of watching it too. So much so that I watched it again, actually.
Yeah, when Brooks was like, I watched it, we were like, did you watch it yet? He goes, I watched it twice. We were like, what?
I wanted it to be fresh in my mind. Like, I watched it when you first gave it to me. And I'm like, man, I need to watch this again so I can have it, fresh in my mind before I talk about it.
I watched it when I got my Arrow release, a week or 2 ago. I watched it. I probably honestly watched it twice. I watched the documentary and watched all the special features. And then I watched it today, at around 6 o'clock. I always like it to be fresh. I always try to watch it the day of our review, even if I watched it a week ago. Sometimes I just wait because I want it fresh in my mind,
Weird stretch all around.
All right, I'm right there with you. 5 you digs. It's a great movie. It's a cult classic. It is a classic that stands on its own outside of that cult status. It pushed the boundaries that even in a time of excessive 80s exploitative horror films, this one did it in a way that had never been done before. Yeah. I love this film. The purpose of this movie night was to fuck Jay Strict up. and it accomplished that purpose. And 5 across the board for an average PCP of 5. You digs? We love this film. It's ridiculous. It's subversive. It's irreverent. It's in your face. It, as I usually say on my weekly comic book reviews, holds nothing back. It's a gut punch to normal America. It's a fun, crazy ass movie. Let's look at what the chat says. The chat says, D. Mina says 5.
Nice.
Fable says 4.5, you digs. Thoroughly entertaining, great effects. Even though Herbert steals the show, I love watching Dan's descent into madness. That is a fantastic point because Bruce Abbott really anchors the film with that.
Yeah, he does.
Eric says 5. Eric says 5. David says 5, you digs, for Barbara Crampton. Jesus, David.
Young man, you need to calm down.
Yeah, calm down, young man.
Good job.
Arminio says 5, you digs. Apatia says 4, you digs. It's great, but it ain't Frankenstein 1931. You are right about that.
That ain't.
He's right.
And Herminio says womp womp. I really needed a laugh, Jelani.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Emilio. I do what I can, man.
Hell yeah. So that was our thoughts and our feelings on Re-Animator. And thank you so much, everybody that participated in the PCP Army movie poll. We'll have the winner of the Stephen King one coming up in a couple weeks. That's going to be Salem's Lot. But next week, we're doing all 5 Phantasm films, and I'm super excited.
Bro.
I already got 3 of them down, and I couldn't figure out how to make a 3. I love the Phantasm films, and if you think this movie's about life after death, and
just wait.
Yeah, just
So
wait.
confusing.
Because Phantasm is nothing but about death. And I'm very excited to talk next week about Phantasm. But before that, tomorrow night on Dylan's Comics, we're going to be talking about Monster Squad for a bonus Horrorfest 2020. Dylan, tell us what they have in store for everybody on your channel tomorrow night. And sub up right now to Dylan's Comics. Link in the description below.
Heck yeah. Thanks, Robbie. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be fun as hell, man. I can't wait to review it. I still got to watch it. I actually watched it I think I watched it 2 weeks ago, just after we had mentioned it. Now I got to watch it again, but I'm excited. That's one I weirdly, I don't have it on Blu-ray. I think I had a VHS somewhere, but
Scrub.
I don't know.
I got it on 4K.
I'll tell you this, Dylan. I'll tell you this. When you sent me the message that you wanted to do a movie review and you decided you wanted to do Monster Squad, I let these guys know. And Jelani watched it the very next fucking day.
The second. No, it was the second.
It was
that
that
I
same
was
day.
in.
Yeah, it was that
I
same
watched
day.
the same
Because
day.
He's posting up on his social media feed the goddamn lyrics to that "Dance Until Your Feet Fall Off"
Oh my
song.
gosh.
Brooks
Rock
watched
until you drop.
Brooks watched it for the first time, and J Strick watched it for the first time. So we're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow night on Dylan's
Gentlemen.
Comics talking about Monster Squad. So that's our thoughts and feelings on Re-Animator. But don't worry, the show's not over. We'll take a quick break, but we'll be back for PCP Backchat. So join us next week for Phantasm, tomorrow night on Dylan's Comics for Monster Squad. Horrorfest continues on. We're at the halfway point. We got a lot more coming, and we're very excited. But don't you go anywhere. PCP Backchat and Show and Tell is coming right up. And remember, everybody, who's going to believe a talking head? Get a job in a sideshow. Hey everybody, how are you doing? Welcome to PCP Backchat, yeah. We're gonna talk about what we want to and what you want us to talk about. I want to get something right off my chest. I think that the Yankees, they are the best. But
Death
we
to the
could not
Metropolitans.
pull
They
it
lost.
off tonight. Fuck the Rays for the rest of my life. A new rivalry born. We will have revenge, and whoever wins the World Series this year will have an asterisk next to it and say 60-game season. That's why the Braves are around. And it's why I'm making the sound to tell you that my new World Series pick is the Atlanta Braves. But they can suck a dick because I don't care. Baseball is over.
Boy.
Dude, it's so annoying. Phantasm 2 is
He's going to
like
cry in his car.
$50 on Blu-ray, man. 50
Hey, just fair warning, if you haven't seen Phantasm 3, it's absolute ass.
Oh,
Of course it is. Yeah.
I want to speak
spoil
on
it.
this. I want to speak on
Or-
this. I want to speak on
The
that.
first two are the
I
best.
watched Phantasm 3 today, and it's not as bad as I remember it.
Dude, no.
It's not.
that
It's
bad.
not.
I do remember watching it.
The
and
first
it
two
was
are the best.
It's so cringe, man. It's so cringe.
You're
The
cringe,
first
Jay
two
Strait.
are the best.
I agree with him though.
Is that what
No
the kids
shit.
are calling it these days?
We're
Welcome,
spoiling our
everybody.
overview.
Welcome,
Yeah, we
everybody,
are.
to the PCP Backchat. Everybody in the chat was talking about physical media versus digital media. Jay Strait, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm always a physical guy. Like, that's like a big thing with video games. I guess Brooks that'd be more up your alley since freaking Robbie only plays 1985 games and beyond. But yeah, I'm always a physical guy because like I want to play it, and then if I ever want to sell it later, you know what I'm saying? Like I can sell it if I want to fund the hobby.
Yeah,
So-
but for media like DVDs and CDs and shit like that's gone. Like you can't resell a CD anymore. You can't resell a DVD.
Right.
You can
Well,
barely
apparently these horror movies you can resell.
You're right about that.
Yeah, it's
The Argento cut.
Hey, we got Perry in the house. What's up,
Cut.
Perry? By the way, I just want to make a quick shout out to Perry Comics right now. If you're not on Perry Comics right now, you got to sub up. He's a feature channel here on our homepage. He's been doing 31 days of horror film reactions. He's been watching these films for the first time. Some of them are great. I love watching his reactions because I know what's coming up on these films for the most part.
He has no clue.
And he has no clue. And his reactions when like fucked up shit happens, like when he just goes, my favorite thing is watching Perry go, fuck. Like, and it happens a lot in these things. They're great. They're fan-freaking-tastic. And he gave us a shout out on his Cabin in the Woods reaction. So thank you for that, homie.
Yeah, that's the one I saw. I actually watched that one. And that was pretty funny. Like when
I
the
gotta hit
unicorn came out, he was like, no, not the unicorn.
Fuck, fuck, dude. Like when he's watching Hellraiser and he's just like, fuck, dude.
I need to watch it now.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, check out. You got to sub up to Perry's Comics if you
I
haven't
will.
already.
I
Dylan,
got you, Perry.
I know you're a physical media guy. Why is that?
I mean, really, I just probably because I'm a collector, but I don't know, man. Like, first off, you don't get no special features when you just buy a damn a movie, which I stream all the time, but I only collect like horror Blu-rays, Marvel, DC, and like Star Wars like stuff. So probably like all that nerd stuff, but man, I like having the special features. I like having it, like especially like it most of the time. It's not like I don't buy every single Blu-ray there is out there, and not even with horror, I wouldn't say. I mean, I'm trying. If I had the room, I'd probably buy shit. Like I probably would buy every horror movie ever made. But right now, I don't have the room, so I just try to buy what I love or what I like. I mean, sometimes I just buy one because of the cool cover. Like I like doing what we used to do when you go into a movie store and say, like Shivers. I found out it was David Cronenberg's first movie, but the cover is awesome. So I was like, $10 for this horror Blu-ray. It was David Cronenberg's first movie. I was like, why not? I'll check it out. Like what we used to do when you would rent a movie at, Family Video or Blockbuster, go down the horror aisle and you see a cool ass cover and you're like,
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna check this out. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's how they
and
sold
it-
all those films were the covers, man.
And
then you
some,
watch a shitty movie.
oh yeah,
That's something that's so great about Screen Factory because it's really like I know I'm part of like some movie collectors groups on socials and whatnot, and we're really like obsessive about movies. And
Yeah.
I used to have like over 1,000 physical copies of movies, whether DVD or Blu-ray or whatnot, right?
Dude, I got thousands of movies.
But there it was okay. Well, I trimmed it down like
Yeah.
substantially. I've been rebuilding my horror collection in particular
Me
because
too.
Screen Factory does a great job of making really cool monumental event like Blu-rays with the like great cover art and
Yep.
great bonus features and taking the features from other things and doing amazing things like with the upcoming Friday the 13th box set, which people that have ordered it directly from Screen Factory, they've already gotten theirs. But getting all these films together. And I love that approach to it, and they're doing the line of things like Anchor Bay and whatnot. But obviously horror fans in particular are hardcore into physical media, and owning it. And like Jay Strick said, it's a great investment sometimes because you wind up with a near dark movie that's worth $150, but you're like, you know what? I ain't selling this shit. But I'll tell you what, I've been going off on some horror Blu-rays lately because this is the time to strike on them because some of them go really
Yeah.
cheap during Halloween time.
Yeah. I just got
So-
all. I'm not.
I-
I know. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say I bought Trick or Treat today for $8 on Blu-ray.
Really?
Because I sold my original copy for like $80 because it had the slip cover.
Ah,
So I bought the version without slip cover for $8.
It's $8 right now. The Screen
What's-
Factory.
No, it's just the regular one. I don't know if it's not
Oh,
Screen
it's not.
Factory.
No,
Are you
'cause
talking Are you talking
No.
about Trick or Treat or Trick or Treat?
Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat.
My
Yeah.
Daughtry.
I could not because I got that on DVD for like $3 a couple years ago, but I want to get a Blu-ray. But the dude, because if you found the Shout Factory, you won't get the slipcase. You could get like sometimes on Amazon, you'll order Shout Factory like a couple years after for like $20, but it won't come with the slipcover anymore. Like they only do the slipcover for so long.
You're a slipcover.
Yeah.
Oh.
Prove it.
Prove.
Prove it.
All right, let's get a different perspective on this whole thing. And I know I'll get it from good old Jab. Jelani, physical versus digital, what do you think?
To me, I don't care because like there's certain things I own that I've had for years that I won't give up. There's actually the anime of Ninja Scroll that I have that I just keep because it's one of my favorite animes, like of all time. And it's fine. And I like physical media, but I like digital a lot more because I can access it. I want to watch if I want to watch something. I pay for cable and I have Netflix, I have Hulu, and I have all these, I have all these things. And I'm like, if it's there, I'll watch it. If there's special features involved, I can always watch YouTube because YouTube is a wonderful source if I want to know more about a movie. And I just recently watched Heredity, which A24 film. It is fantastic. That's the one with Toni Collette. It is so messed up to the point where you have to have somebody explain that shit to you and to see what the actors said when they wanted to film this movie. And it's so messed up. And I just want to know things about it. So I go to YouTube and I'll find out what I need to find out. So I prefer digital. I don't own that many copies of DVDs, and I've sold most of them and Blu-rays. I have certain Blu-rays, but it's just stuff I like to keep. But if I want to watch it right then, I have the internet.
And it gives you more room for toys.
Yeah. And I want more returns. You are correct.
What about you, Brooks?
Well, I still get the occasional thing on physical media. Like I get like whenever a new season of Castlevania comes out on Blu-ray, I always get that. And there are like a few other things. I don't get as many like movies or series on Blu-ray as I used to because if I have it on like if it's on Netflix or if it's on like Disney Plus or whatever, then unless I like absolutely feel like I need it, I just don't get it. Which
You just know I'll let you borrow it.
yeah, or if I can like borrow it from somebody else or. So,
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same with games now too. It's like, because like I'm like, why would I go to a store and get a cartridge when I can just order it through the game console and then just have it like on the console?
Right.
And I have to make shelf space for it, and it's there, and I'll always have it. So it depends. It depends. Like some things I like having if it's a copy. Like I still buy CDs. I bought Metallica M2 on CD the other day. And I've been listening to it.
I think y'all are the only two that buy CDs still there.
I buy CDs sometimes from Walmart.
CDs nuts, motherfucker.
I would buy horror CDs.
I like Taki's comment.
Yeah.
I feel like me and Robbie are the two huge horror fans.
They're on the way out.
It's weird that have you noticed, Robbie, like horror fans are always just like people that love horror the most. They always are just huge fans of film, period. And they're also probably the biggest fans of physical still. Like
I would say so.
But,
Right. That's why they do these special editions. And it's not obviously horror films is a big part of it. And I think that's because our generation right now, we grew up on these 80s films. And so they're really like, if you look at them, like a lot of this is 80s, right? But special edition film has always been a big deal, especially for genre lovers, people that love science fiction or people that love horror or any of the subgenres between the two. So, I mean, I've always been attracted to that. And I've always been that guy that like upgrades to get the better special features. And then for a while there, I was like, I got to trim space down. Now space is not as much of an issue. And I've been rebuilding consciously my horror Blu-ray collection. And I got a few more editions to show off for show and tell tonight. I'm very excited for it.
yeah. But dude, I mean, a great thing about
The
physical.
last CD, by the way, I bought was Gerard Way's solo CD, Hesitant Alien.
Of
that was
course,
it.
it's Gerard
That's
Way.
a weird stretch.
That was
Yeah.
it. That was a long time ago.
But one last thing about the physical is sometimes, man, you can't find that stuff. Like I got Amazon, Netflix, and all that, but
You're right.
the fog, it won't let me buy it on Amazon. It only will let me rent it, and I was like, why would I spend
What?
like $8? It won't let you buy
You gotta
it.
rent stuff
Only
now.
rent it.
Yeah.
So because my
Oh,
mom was
for digital, you can get the
yeah,
physical.
yeah. Like certain things aren't on there.
But he's saying it's not on the internet. He's right. You're right.
Yeah.
And like the thing that makes me mad, because I wanted to watch Zombie 2. And I've been wanting to watch Zombie 2 for a long time. Because it's been on my mind and we've been talking about it. And I'm like, oh God, I want to see a zombie fight a shark again.
It's on
So
Shudder
good.
though.
Yeah, it's on Shudder, but then I gotta
Yeah.
buy Shudder, and I don't want
Yeah.
to buy Shudder. So I'm gonna get it because
Yeah.
I will get it. So eventually I'll see it. And
Hey,
I'm happy
Jelani,
with that.
when do you want to come over?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whenever you want to.
You just got that?
You let me know. We want to
Yeah,
watch,
that was a little teaser to show and tell.
It's funny. I just saw that because I look at
watch that shit.
I try to find deals every day on horror movies, and that was one that was like in the if you're interested in certain things or whatever, could
Me and you
browser
probably have
related.
we probably have the same suggestions on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I saw that one today when I was looking for other things coming out. I saw that there was a 3-disc version, and I was like, "What the fuck?" There's a
Really?
3-disc, and I looked into the 3rd disc is the CD of the soundtrack, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'll just listen to that shit on YouTube or something."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Jay Strick, City of the Living Dead, the
Yeah.
movie that has the woman vomiting up all of her guts that I mentioned, right? That I showed Strickland that scene, and that kind of fucked him up. That's on Amazon Prime streaming for free, bro.
I will
Which
watch
one
that.
is
should watch it.
Yeah,
Just
I'll
so
watch
you
it.
know.
I'll watch it
Just so you
tonight.
Oh, Robbie, you're a fan of House of a Thousand Corpses, aren't you?
Oh,
Hey,
hell
we
no,
talked
brother.
about-
Hell no,
No,
brother.
It's
He
Rob
hates
Zombie.
that movie.
I don't like a single Rob Zombie film, man.
It's Rob
Really?
Zombie.
I thought you liked that one. I thought you
Nah,
did.
man, you're I've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
I like that.
So have I.
I've
There's not
seen
a
I've
chain-
seen I've
there's not a
seen I've
chainsaw
seen
in
white
there.
I've seen white zombie movie music videos. I like
Yeah.
those.
Shut
That's
up.
that's all I need.
I'll tell you, that's the only one I like is House of a Thousand
Will you
Corpses.
shut up, man?
No, I
Sorry.
honestly
I was being Biden.
I think the Argento cut of House of a Thousand Corpses is significantly better.
I didn't know there was an Argento.
Bruh, the
cut
not,
is way
bro.
better.
Italian
know
cut
that.
of Re-Animator.
No, the European version of it. Yeah. No.
Dude,
Rob
I'm watching the,
Zombie's movies. He tried to make all of his movies the Texas
But-
Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
That's what they all are.
Yeah, that's what they all are. It's true.
Jeez,
right now.
That's it. That's
filmed
like
in the
his favorite
style
movie.
of a Rob Zombie music video.
It
That's
is.
it. That's what he
That's
says.
all it is.
That's all it is.
And it's
he
Halloween
puts his
movies
wife in it.
are fucking trash, man. I'm
You go.
sorry. I
The
fucking hate
second
it.
one is really
I hate
bad.
to.
I fucking
really
hate them. They're
hate it.
they goddamn make Halloween Curse of Michael Myers look like goddamn Citizen Kane. I'll tell you that.
Oh, Resurrection. Would you
It
rate
makes
higher
it makes
than
Resurrection look like goddamn Casablanca.
Remember that classic Bogart line, trick or treat, motherfucker.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
That's
I'd
great.
rather
He's looking at
Fuck.
you, kid.
fuck
Yeah.
them Rob Zombie
Trick or treat,
films.
motherfucker.
And this is what sucks is that I know that we're gonna watch them again.
Why are
Probably
you gonna? Why are
I've
you
never
putting
seen
this
the second
probably
one.
either, man?
next fucking year. So
He's
why?
making another one?
Because we got to let people know. I'm saying like, well, we're going to cover all the Halloween films in one night next
All
year for
of them?
Horrorfest. Yes,
Oh, fuck.
Hell
I'm
yeah,
thinking
I
about
want
I'm
to
thinking
this
about doing
year.
a 2-parter though for that one.
That would need. That's a lot of watching, man.
Well, we're
That's-
doing the Friday the
that's
13th
cool.
ones in
Porn.
November. We're
It
doing
ain't
Friday
nothing.
the 13th in November, brother.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah,
It's like 87
yeah.
films all at once.
And I figured out what we're doing to start the year in 2021. You want the announcement?
Yeah.
Go for it.
We're starting 2021 first live movie night because we're continuing to do these things, right? We're starting with a double feature.
Yes.
Mr. Nanny and Suburban Commando, motherfuckers.
No, let's not say we did.
I never heard of him.
We're not. You're April fooling me, right? If it's Hogan, I'm out.
I was just joking. We're doing Buckaroo Banzai.
Yes. Yes.
I think we have
Yeah,
set
yeah.
David Hatch there
Have any of you seen it?
with our Rob Zombie comments.
I saw it just went out of print for Scream Factory though,
What?
and I kept seeing it like Buckaroo Banzai. It just went out of print at Scream Factory. You might be able to get it on Amazon still though.
It
So
doesn't matter.
I was like, what the fuck is Buckaroo
It's
Banzai?
on, yeah, I'm sure it's on.
It's not a
Amazon.
horror, is it? Because Scream
No,
Factory doesn't
It's
always.
sci-fi.
That's one
Buckaroo
good thing
Banzai
about
is all sci-fi.
Scream Factory. They'll release a lot of movies that never got DVD or Blu-ray releases. Like they've only been released on VHS. Like Terror in the Isles, that documentary they're releasing, it never got a DVD release. This is the first time it's ever been on disc.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
prove it.
look it up.
You know, I did the.
You good?
Okay, all right.
Bruh. Is that cough the European cut?
The Argento cut of that cough was much better.
It's that
It had more. It had more of the Goblin soundtrack to it. I don't remember what I was
Inside
gonna say.
jokes.
Look it up, motherfucker. Look it up.
That's right.
What do you guys want to talk about? I don't know. You in the chat, throw out a question. What do you guys want to talk about? I don't give a shit.
Ten of Swords is building up now.
God, I haven't ripped the new ones yet. Oh man,
I gotta read the last.
I
I've
know.
been slacking on my books this week.
I have been horrible with my books, man. I have to work so late now, so it's hard for me to read. And I know you
man.
guys read like constantly, but
Scrubs,
good
man.
grief. I know, man.
I'm going to tell you this.
I have to make time to read.
And I was
In the months
behind, like,
leading
2 months.
in the months leading up to Ten of Swords, everything I was hearing was like 22 parts. This is bullshit. I don't want to read all these books. Now all I'm hearing is this book is fucking awesome. Ten of Swords is great, man.
Yeah, it's been good,
I'm
man.
glad. I
Consistent.
like it.
And I would highly encourage you to, so far at least, to get every goddamn one of them because they're all fucking good.
Because they don't even say they say X of Swords on all of them. Like that's the big
That's how it's gonna be, though. Yeah.
That's on the top of every cover. I got my books. I gotta read them.
Dude, the new ones. Oh my god. So there's an issue of Wolverine this week, an issue of X-Force. It's basically one comic book split into two, same writer, same artist.
Those
Bro.
two were
Oh my God.
$3.99, and then
And
the
that's
Marauders
Wolverine
were
getting the
$4.99.
sword. Yeah, and Marauders is Storm getting her sword. And holy shit, they actually have to have like a legitimate sacrifice to get these things. And
Wow.
it's
Wow.
they're hitting these characters, except for Magic. She already
Okay.
has her sword. She just shows up.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
It's like I have a sword.
Well, that's what's cool is at the end of each of these stories, they all show up and they're like,
Yeah.
bam, and they're just there. And they're like just fucking waiting. Like when Storm shows up, Wolverine just
Cable's
kinda
got his
sitting there.
sword already too.
Yeah,
I'm liking
I think he's
Wolverine's
one of the
new rival, dude.
Oh yeah.
what's Solemn or
Dude.
whatever? Solemn?
Yeah.
Solemn?
I'm
Solemn?
surprised.
Dude. Bruh.
I gotta read these. You're
And they
killing me,
both
man.
got Muramasa blades, man. Dude, this shit is awesome, man. I'm excited.
It's
Yeah.
X-Men and it's Hickman's
I'm glad. I
baby.
jumped in it.
So
They-
yes, it's gonna be
They
fantastic.
just did a live stream from New York Comic Con because that's this week. It's like all virtual, of course. And they
Yeah.
said that X of Swords could possibly be bigger than House of X and Powers of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Really?
I can see it.
bold.
And it's not insignificant that the first time we saw Moira since the end of all of that, right? We haven't seen her since.
No,
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 we saw her the other day.
We see her in
the,
one panel in X Factor.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
not a
say,
that's
mistake.
it.
Because when you're thinking about reading these as graphic novels, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna think we got to introduce her before we really get to what we're getting to. Right?
I was like,
What's
damn.
the rule,
Sam.
Jelani? You never show a loaded gun in Act 1 and not
And
have
not
it go
fire it.
off in Act 3. Yeah.
Mystique, man.
Moira.
She's the key to all of this anyway.
Moira
Oh.
is a loaded weapon right now in the X-Men universe. So there you go.
Oh God. I can't wait
Look
to
at
read
look at
this.
Fable giving Brooks props, saying, "Great topic, Brooks. Great topic."
He's a good man.
I'm too humble to pat myself on the back, you know.
Oh,
Wow, that's
my
bold
gosh.
statement. That's bold statement.
I'm watching this finals game, and it is freaking crazy.
I'm not watching it at all. I'm sad because of the Yankees.
The Heat is up by 1 point with 2 seconds left. Lakers just threw the ball away.
Oh,
Mm.
going to
Gonna
a
drown
game
in a
6.
river of his
So
own
sorry.
tears.
Not to ruin the X-Men talk, I will say this: I was not caught up on the X-Men books, and I just hopped into the X of Swords, and I don't feel like I'm like extremely
missed
lost or anything. Yeah,
Okay.
it's phenomenal. I would say get it.
Okay.
And
I
just
mean, I
start
got
reading
them
it.
all. I've got them all.
Where did you start
So far,
reading
I'm
that?
up to 8. Me?
What's
Or
up?
him?
No,
Me?
on J-Strick.
Oh.
Which
On-
issue did you start reading that?
Well, I stopped reading New Mutants, and I stopped reading. I kept reading X-Force and
Excalibur?
X-Men, and I wasn't caught up on Marauders, but then I read like the last 2 now. But
You think
I don't
it's done after X of Swords? Is X of Swords going to be the end game for the Hickman run?
I hope not. It's 22 issues, so
No,
it's going to be more than that
not
afterwards.
at all.
I don't think this is going to finish at all.
Though
We need to
Hickman,
keep the
they've,
mutants in
they've,
Krakow.
they've already alluded to the idea of a Twilight of X coming soon.
That'd be cool.
But this is just another stepping stone. This is nowhere near, because everything.
Brightness.
Don't forget that, like, we still got the Phalanx to deal with. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? There's a lot of pieces, and the what is it? The Orchid or whatever that
Yep.
that group. You know, the Orcus or whatever. There's a lot going on. This is
It's so intricate. And those ladies, the Golden Girls,
Horticulture?
Yeah.
horticulture.
horticulture, man. It's all, they're introducing all these new characters, and they're getting everything set up. It's all the
And-
pieces
And all the political
islands.
shit, all the political shit with
Yep.
Russia and China and all this
Yep.
shit going on. Yeah,
It's
and
very
Shaw
intriguing.
and Mystique and
So the
what's
Marauders.
Exodus up to and what's Sinister up to, because you know
Yeah.
he's up to something.
He's
There's a
all
lot
part of
going
it.
on, man. Oh, yeah. And the
Mystique.
Brood. The Brood.
Yeah, they're the brood egg. It's so much. It's so good, and it's like it's told so well. And this got me back into reading X-Men, like reading comics again. And all of the stories that brought up to this will only get better. So I'm already excited for Swords. I'm already excited. I can't wait to start reading Excalibur, because I'm to the Wolverine where they were. Where Wolverine was with the guy, like partnered up with the dude, the cop with the kid, and Wolverine. What was that? 4 or 5?
dude, I don't know.
Nobody remembers.
I don't know. What are you saying?
I
Because I'm
remember
thinking right
Wolverine.
now that my Taco Bell, free Taco Bell, just got a little bit further away from me, Strickland.
Dang it! I'm asking questions. I haven't read that far.
Lakers lost, Yankees lost. What the fuck is going on?
Yay!
Who gives a
Lakers
shit?
lost. Did they lose their championship run?
No, we still
I can
got
finally dance and
we
celebrate.
still got
So
2 tries, bro, to clench this shit.
Damn it! How many games? That's why I stopped watching basketball. Y'all got
That's
too much
7,
shit.
brother.
That's too much work. That's too much work.
Damn,
Let's
first
go.
loss in their Mamba jerseys, man.
Bruh, it's
Wow.
Total
Bad luck.
disrespect.
Bad luck.
Look at LeBron
Go ahead.
just walks around disrespecting everybody.
Yep, LeBron should
Yeah.
never left Cleveland, right, Dylan?
He's gone. We got rid of him.
You're not even from LA, Robbie.
Well, there's not a goddamn Huntsville Lakers, man. I'm sorry, okay? What am I going to be an
Yeah,
Atlanta
all we
Hawks
got
fan?
is trash pandas, bro.
Oh.
Calm down.
Trash pandas.
I grew up loving Magic Johnson. That's the last I'll say. Anyway,
Oh
we were
yeah.
talking about X-Men. Yeah, X-Men are good. X-Men are fine. They're in good hands.
Bro, calm down.
They're in good hands. All right. Well, that's the show, I guess.
All right, we'll see y'all.
Yeah, we finished that Re-Animator bit so quickly compared to other ones that I was like really surprised.
It was only one movie. This
Yeah, I'm
time.
about to say, dude, it's only
We
one
watched 30
movie.
movies. Yeah.
Well,
we did
yeah,
not
no
watch
shit,
30
right? And after last week, right, covering 6 goddamn Romero films, and we didn't have to spend too much time on Diary and Survival, to be honest. But I think Land deserved a little bit. Taki, yeah, there are no lakes in L.A., but it was originally the Minnesota Lakers, right, or the Minneapolis Lakers, whatever the fuck.
Bro, calm down.
So what are y'all's plans for Halloween? My plans are to stream with Dylan on his channel.
Oh yeah.
That's my plans.
For Halloween?
I mean, that's pretty much all we
me-
can do with COVID.
Me and Strickland were talking about this. I'm coming in costume that night. Costume party at Dylan's, right?
We might have to do it earlier though. We might have to do it earlier than usual. So I might go to the drive-in.
This was your fucking idea, Dylan.
I just said we'd still do it. It just has to be early. What's wrong with that?
When is
Alright.
Halloween? What day is Halloween?
I'm not going trick or treating.
Saturday.
Why don't you trick or treat these nuts?
Got him.
Perfect.
I forgot. Oh,
In your mouth.
we're doing Halloween 2018.
You say trick or treat these nuts or trick or treat these nuts?
Love it. Love it.
Argento cut, mother sucker.
But you guys you never saw all the Halloween movies, have you?
Yeah,
That was
I've
to
seen
say,
them all.
Okay. What about you, Brooks? You've seen
I
them all.
don't usually do anything on Halloween unless like Robbie guilts me into coming to a party.
He's talking about the movies, bro.
It's asking if you've seen the Halloween movies, man.
I've seen the first two and Season of the Witch, H2O, and parts of Resurrection. But I haven't seen any of the Thorn Cult stuff or
Yeah.
like any
You
of
seen
that.
the new
There's
one?
like a good chunk of Halloween that I actually haven't
Well,
seen.
we're watching the new one next week.
No, I thought that was the week of
Halloween.
Halloween.
It is, but we're watching
You
it
never
over
watched. Yeah.
at
Oh,
John's
that's
place
why.
next weekend.
Do you mean Halloween or Halloweeny?
That's why you can't do anything Saturday?
Yeah, we're gonna meet up at John's house and watch. I don't know if did I tell Brooks and Jelani that?
Yeah, you told me.
You mentioned it.
Yeah,
What day
No,
is that?
well,
Saturday,
Next Saturday,
October
I'm
17th.
asking,
October 17th.
I'm
Yeah.
asking because I
Yeah.
wanted to rank them on Halloween. So I
Yeah.
didn't know if you guys have
Well,
seen them.
I can easily pass off the Blu-rays to Brooks if he has time to watch them. He just watched all the Friday 13th. Why not, right? Man?
I've seen them all. Yeah, I've seen them all. Even the Rob Zombie ones.
I've seen the first Rob Zombie one, not the second one.
The second one is trash.
Yeah, I'm just more of a digital guy.
But how?
Dude,
It's so good.
it's so bad, man. It makes
It's like
Lori
this little
look
kid
crazy.
Michael Myers, and he's a kid.
Oh, and you find out why he's crazy, and that kid was creepy as hell. So I mean, yeah, it has its moments, but the first one it has its moments. The second one is just hot shit. It's just never watch it.
You talking about which ones are you talking about?
The Rob Zombie.
Those
You know,
are
Rob Zombie movie that I do actually enjoy, but hardly ever see anymore is The Haunted World of El Super Beasto.
I've never seen
haven't
that.
You ever
seen
seen
that.
that's like an animated movie he made?
I haven't
Like
seen
the
that.
dude, he's like a luchador
Super
guy
Beasto.
in a suit, and he's in this world of monsters and stuff.
I've heard of that. Is that the animated? Is the animated?
Yeah, it's animated.
I think I've heard of
It's
it.
kind of got
I
that
never
crazy
saw it.
old school style animation.
Okay,
It's worth watching if you ever.
I'll check it
Yeah.
out. Super Beasto.
The only anime I watch is Avatar.
That's not anime.
Then I gotta. It's just cartoon. Awesome cartoon.
You're a cartoon.
Prove it.
European cut.
Bro, I'm watching the Spanish cut of these Phantasm movies.
Yeah.
Good stretch.
Yeah.
Goblin.
I'll tell you this:
Goblin's
the Spanish version of the 1931 Dracula is pretty decent.
Yeah, I know. Goblin did the score.
No, they didn't. But later on, Philip Glass did the score with a quartet of string instruments in the fucking 90s, which is an option on the Blu-ray you have, motherfucker. I
think
love
it's-
fucking horror movies, y'all. I love fucking horror movies.
They're great.
Like
They
I
are
love
great.
getting a bunch of them together and then like smushing them together and then fucking them. Like I love these things.
Whoa.
Whoa,
That's a weird stretch. Yeah.
Oh, this is a weird bit.
I didn't drink all week. I think
It
I
went
started
there.
drinking too early tonight. But goddamn Yankees.
Yeah, man, it happens.
Yeah, it does.
I watched the
Do
Mummy.
you guys
the other
any
day,
the what mummy?
the Karloff one. Now I want to watch the Mummy's Hand now.
Did you watch the Mummy along with me?
Yeah.
No, he's lying. He was at
I-
work.
he
I
is
watched the
lying.
Mummy this
Wow,
week.
I listened to him live though.
Okay, so you did watch him. Bro,
No,
let me get that chain. Let me get that
live.
chain.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, which one?
Both.
Two.
Bro, when are you gonna sell your pops, bro? Dude? They're on their way out.
Dude, I sold my pops today.
All of them.
Except no, not my monster ones or my Fantastic Four ones or my Power Ranger ones, or a handful of others like Jim and Pizzazz from Jim and the Holograms. I didn't sell those.
Actually,
Got
I'm
decent
gonna
amounts
You
start-
sold a percentage of your pops then.
Yeah, I sold the vast majority of them. I sold all my Umbrella Academies.
Neo,
What?
right?
Really?
Yeah, I sold my Neo. I sold my Zach Morris. Hell yeah, they
Why?
were worth money.
And he sold his plushies. He's getting out the plushie game.
I sold some of my Power Ranger plushies, but I kept my monster ones.
You changed.
Here's two of them right here. There's two of my monster plushies.
Yeah, those
I've
were
seen
worth
those before.
keeping.
Why don't you get some more NECAs, man? Those are
They don't
weird.
make a lot
Wait
of
till show and tell, motherfucker.
Oh, I was gonna tell you, Robbie. They got the Roy Jason on Amazon for $27. I don't know if you care about the Roy figure though. I love that part 5.
I do too. I just don't know if I want the figure. I got the pop right there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Prove it.
No, I was just gonna say, oh yeah, that's cool.
That was like a hot topic mystery bag thing.
I love the figure though. I love it.
Yeah, I like that film. I really do. I'm excited on November 13th to talk about all the Friday the 13th films.
Me too. Can we review
Bruh.
Blood Rage?
What the heck is that?
Carrie
I've
2.
The Thanksgiving horror
I've never
movie.
seen Carrie 2.
Wait, what Blood Rage? What are we talking about?
You've never seen Blood Rage? It's like
What the fuck is
only
Blood
thing-
Rage, Dylan?
I've
It's a
never heard of Blood
Thanksgiving-
You've never seen it?
horror
You
movie.
never seen it, Robbie?
It's a horror
No.
movie that takes place on Thanksgiving. It's awesome. It's really
No,
good.
I've never seen that.
It's
No, we're
really
not
good,
doing
but
that.
you're
We're taking
lost,
Thanksgiving
and
off.
I'm doing it on my
We're
show
doing-
then.
Okay.
You had your chance.
We are doing 2 Christmas horror films for Christmas time.
Yeah, I'm cool
We're
with
doing
that. Krampus and
we're
Black
doing Grim-
Christmas.
Yeah, Gremlins and Black Christmas. I'm thinking about adding Silent Night, Deadly Night, but I'm not sure.
No,
Might want
I
to save
say
that. I think 2
Krampus.
weeks. Well, I don't know.
Silent
I was
Night,
looking at the
Deadly Night, I'll
schedule.
do that,
Yeah,
but we gotta
I was
do
looking at the
both.
schedule, and I was like, I think we deserve some time off. We've been kind of going at it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's been a crazy time anyway, so this is really nice every week. It's
Yeah,
good
I
to look
actually
forward to.
fucking look
Robbie.
forward to
Instead of-
coming here every Friday night with you guys.
Yeah.
I hate y'all,
We don't,
but yeah.
we don't need time
Oh
off.
yeah, my mother says hello to everyone. By the way, I keep forgetting.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Jelani's mom.
Hey,
Yeah.
mom,
Yeah.
what did Jelani's mom think of Re-Animator?
I told her that I was watching a film. She's like, "What is that?" I don't
Dude,
know
they
what
said
is."
that when they
And
went
explained it to her.
they went to the cast and crew screening of the film, and David Gale brought his wife, and apparently she was very shocked at the material and like
Yeah.
stood up in the middle of the fucking screening and was like
And
like
walked out.
walked the fuck out and like yelled at him.
I think the head
This is
giving
what
head
you're fucking
scene is
up
too
to.
much.
Thought I raised you better than this. Why do I
told
tell
her
your
it was.
father?
I told her what it was, and she was like, "I can't believe you watch these films." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it's a funny film."
It's literally happened to almost to the majority of my relationships in my adult life. They walk in and I'm watching fucking Re-Animator or some other Stuart Gordon film like Castle Freak, and they're just like, "What the fuck is this? This is garbage. This is like what the fuck?" I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying, but you should actually absorb the whole thing and then make a judgment. I think I like these kind of subversive films. I like having a subversive nature to things. Yeah, I'm a big Grant Morrison fan. That's a part of that. I'm a big Robert Anton Wilson fan. That's a part of that. Like, I don't know. I like it. I like it. I don't know. I don't mind it.
Who's Grant Morrison?
Exactly.
Robbie, you like Krampus? That Christmas horror movie came out a
I
couple
haven't
years
seen
ago.
Krampus.
It's by the same guy that did Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
Trick or Treat, not the one with Gene Simmons and Ozzy Osbourne.
Trick
Trick or treat.
Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat is the pirate one. It's by Michael Daughtry, right? My buddy
Chris Daughtry?
My buddy Cam let me borrow that, and I had it for like a year, maybe a year
love
and a
it.
half, and I never watched it.
Really? I
Yeah.
love it, man.
I'm sure I
Okay.
will. I hear good things about it.
It's a phenomenal Christmas horror movie to watch. It's just fun. It's so much fun, and it came out a couple years ago. That's the best part. I was gonna say, I'll host Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 1 and 2 if you wanted to do it.
Where the fuck am I supposed to find part 2, Dylan?
Part 2 is they got a Scream Factory release.
I don't know if I want part 2. I don't mind owning part 1. I don't know
You can
about
watch it you can watch it for free on like Tubi.
Like most of it, like footage from the first movie.
You can watch it for free on Tubi. Nah, like a third.
No, we can do that. We'll
Like a
figure that out. But look, I just want to point out everybody to David fucking Hatch's newest zinger to Jelani.
Ask your mom if she can make some hot dogs for you in her bread.
Man, pizza.
Honestly, I would love a freaking hot pocket right now.
She makes way better food than Hot Pockets.
Ma, meatloaf.
Way better food.
Y'all, I got a recipe. I'm making this thing tomorrow night. It's gonna be like
Dude, stew?
No, it's gonna be like beef and tomatoes and like macaroni and like a sauce and cheese, and it's gonna be like a spicy Mexican-y type thing. It's gonna be like a goulash.
A spicy
Cool,
Mexican
man.
goulash.
I forgot the PCP segment about food.
That's my
Yeah.
Saturday night thing because I want to make it so I can get photos of it so I can start trolling again when I come back Sunday night for Rockin' Robbie Live.
I hate you. You good?
Nah, everything's falling apart. My fucking dojo got taken over by this dickweed from the fucking 80s. And now I'm just trying to fucking get my shit together. My fucking prize student broke his fucking back because this dude kicked him off fucking stairs. I hope they goddamn put his ass in jail. But Cobra Kai,
Miyagi
man,
don't show.
we need to evolve. I'm so fucking pumped for season 3. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
When is it coming?
January.
January. Netflix.
Oh, I can't wait. It's really good.
Brooks, you watched it all, right?
Yeah, I did.
You bought it. Yeah, you bought it.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's where I got my super cool headband.
Yeah,
Yep.
man. It's good. I need to rewatch it. I watched it when it first came out. It's been a while.
Oh wow! I just watched it. Like when I
That-
had that last month of Netflix. I love that show.
That's the thing. People think that it just dropped like
No.
recently.
It's been on
It wa-
YouTube.
no, I know that, but that's why it's like skyrocketed because it's getting way more exposure than it
Yeah.
was on YouTube TV.
Exactly. And like, I didn't want to pay to watch it YouTube Red. I just didn't.
Oh yeah,
So-
I just did like a free
I didn't wanna
subscription
do
or
it.
whatever.
Yeah, I didn't even do that because I want to. Maybe there's something else that's better that's on there that I want to see. That's why I never do the 7-day free membership thing.
Bro, calm down. Cobra Kai never dies.
It's awesome. Miyagi knows the way to go.
Guys. Miyagi's a bunch of goddamn fucking squares, man. I don't give
Yeah,
a shit.
Dude, no, they have Robbie. Robbie's awesome.
I whack
Fuck Robbie.
wax on, wax off, son.
This is weird.
Wax
Third-
on.
Talking
wax
about yourself?
off.
Fuck Robbie. Yeah, they
that complaining kid into like the martial arts champion.
YouTube decided not to pursue Cobra Kai season 3, and then they sold it to Netflix.
Okay, smart move. Smart move.
And then the comic book shot up in price.
That
I
sounds
have
about
them
right.
somewhere, or they wound up in a mystery box. I don't know.
I feel like you say that often.
I do say that often. Hello, Clarice. Lovely to see you tonight.
Boy.
Oh man, I cannot wait for Phantasm next week. I'm very excited. I feel sad though. We're nearing towards the end of Horrorfest, guys. Even
Yeah.
though we're keeping the spirit of it alive throughout the rest of the year, pretty much, with the selections that we have, like Friday the 13th and Black Christmas and Yeah, but still, I feel like I'm gonna miss it, man.
Yeah.
It's been a great year. Rambo, Bill
know I'm
and
gonna
Ted,
miss it.
Horrorfest.
Yeah, man.
It's been a
Not
great
the year
year for
itself,
revisiting.
But yes,
It's
this
been a
stuff
great
is
year for
great.
revisiting old movies, man.
Yeah.
For
It
sure.
really has.
And I guess
Bill and
Bill and
Ted's
Face the Music's probably going to go down for best movie of the year for
best
us.
of the year.
Well, I haven't seen Tenet. Now they did just
We're still gonna
announce
watch
that
Tenet.
New Mutants is coming out on Blu-ray November 17th, so we'll be able to cover that by the end of the year.
Oh, I've heard that was
Okay.
atrocious, though.
Yeah, me too, but we're still going to watch it.
We're gonna
Yeah.
watch it. It's an X-Men film. We gotta watch it.
And
It's not canon.
Tenet will probably be coming out at some point, but I'm excited to see
We gotta
Tenet.
watch Tenet. I want to see Tenet
up,
in the
Brett?
theater.
Phantasm. Oh, one of my favorite moments in Phantasm is in part 2.
Which one?
You think you go to heaven when you die.
Oh, yeah.
No, you come to us.
Us. Yeah.
Oh, I love that fucking film.
So
1 and
good.
2.
Yeah, we'll talk. I keep wanting to save stuff about
We're gonna
it.
talk.
We'll
We're
talk
gonna
about it
talk.
next week.
Brooks, you ever watched any of the Phantasms?
I have not. No, I've never seen a Phantasm.
Bruh.
I
Have you
stopped
started him yet?
Not yet. No.
He's got to
Bruh.
get them from me, man.
Yeah.
Well, I got one. That's it.
Yeah, that's useful information. Thanks.
You can borrow it. That's what I'm trying to say. They were all on Amazon Prime. I don't know if you have that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Not 2, but I couldn't find 2.
Yeah, Tuesday only not on there.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, you need to rewatch it. Let's go.
I wonder if there was like some weird rights thing because
Yeah, the second one's Universal.
yeah, okay, that's what I was
That's
thinking.
probably why. Okay.
That's why the only way I could get all of them in one set was to get a European version.
That means it might be.
I thought I was watching the European cut.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm never gonna let that go because he was such a snob when he was talking
Yes,
about
he
Dawn of the Dead.
was.
I was
I've
like,
seen it,
dude,
bro.
Dawn of the Dead is one of the best ones, and you're acting like it's trash.
Yeah.
The European cut.
Actually, this one is better.
It's inferior to the Argento cut.
All I'm trying to say is that this is the better version. Okay? You've got the US theatrical, you've got the European. The European's the better version of the film. I
There's
gave
no
Dawn of the Dead
property.
the Romero cut 4.5.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a 5.
All the rest of it was
But I
5.
give the Argento cut 5, you digs. I'm sorry.
go.
That's just the fucking way it is.
There's no
Okay.
copyright in the Argento
Take
cut.
it to Fight
There's no
Island, boys.
Argento cut.
Fight Club every night.
No
That's the one we should
copyright.
watch is Fight Club. That's a great freaking movie. I
Yeah, we
haven't seen
should
it forever.
revisit Fight Club.
I haven't seen it in forever.
I love Fight
It's
Club,
really
bro.
good. I watched that
That's one of
entire
the-
film on shift, on the clock at work.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Multiple
oh,
times, man.
multiple times.
Bro,
That's from the era that me and Jelani worked at the theater.
Yeah.
so I borrowed Monster Squad from Robbie, and I opened it, and there's a receipt from the store y'all worked at, Jelani, and it said your name on it as the staff and
Yeah.
everything. It was like 2010. I was like, dang.
Movie stop.
Was it good?
That's what it said on there. Y'all
Yeah.
are old.
We are old. Good times though.
Bro,
Yeah,
am I
they're
just
good times.
gonna be 60 with all these toys?
Me, I am. I can't wait.
This is the question I was asking. I was like, am I going to be
That's what Robbie says to me the other day.
am I going to be like 50 or 60 years old
Yeah.
before you
with
die,
a bunch of
probably.
Power Ranger fucking toys?
Yep.
Yeah, man. Own it.
Show and tell coming up. I got some stuff. Yep.
I don't know, man. I'm thinking about letting it go.
Oh,
You're
you know who
kidding.
to give it to.
I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
I need to be a Megazord.
I need a Megazord too.
Yeah. I want one.
I got
didn't they
Robbie's
have-
got 3.
I got 2. The other one's the 2010 remaster.
Okay. I need a Megazord. And even if Hasbro makes one, I'll get that one.
They did.
They did?
Yeah.
They did?
It's in 5 different parts.
It's stupid looking. It's like a.
Is it
fucking-
It's
as
not
tall-
stupid.
It's Fisher
not.
Price, bro. It's Fisher Price.
It's not Fisher Price.
I mean, is it a good reference?
Sorry, it's not the European cut.
Uh,
It's not European dye
Argento
from
made a better
Bandai.
Megazord, in my opinion.
I'm sorry. This is the better version of the film.
It's okay, man.
I'm sorry.
The music's all right. It's darker.
You changed.
I've always liked that version better
Cool, man.
since I first saw it.
You used to be dazed and confused. Now you're not,
That's
man.
a bad ending, man.
Dazed and Confused is one of my favorite movies ever.
Used
So
to be
much to
Randall
do.
Pink Floyd, now you're Benny.
Oh,
Oh, that's disrespectful.
bro, Brooks, I thought we were
Wow.
tight, man. Damn. I love PCP Backchat.
All right. See y'all.
Yeah, all right, everybody, that's it. No, I'm just kidding.
Fable with the quote of the night right there.
Our generation is a weird stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Boy.
I like Tacky right here with Argento's writing the 12-issue Ten of Swords.
Yeah.
Two extra.
It's gonna have it's gonna have some orgies in it, which honestly, Hickman's already been kind of alluding to that, right?
Yeah.
Who's gonna get stabbed in the eyeball?
That's perfect. Argento in his later
Big
years
old
just became like a Skinamax director. Like he first of all started out like as a really great realistic look at realistic psychological horror and terror. And then he goes into a dreamlike type thing. And then he goes back to that supernatural thing because most of his style, if you look at movies like Opera, Bird with Crystal Plumage, Deep Red, they're not so, even when like Tenebrae, when they're like based in the supernatural, they're still very realistic and grounded and serial killer-esque. But he's mostly known for Suspiria, which is supernatural based. And then you got Phenomena. It's a whole other thing, right? But in his later years, it's all just about tits and orgies. It really is. That's all he does. That's all.
Dude, if that's not a metaphor for life, I don't know what else is.
Even I think his best work of his later career has been his two Masters of Horror episodes, Peltz and Jennifer. Those are relying very heavily on TNA too. So, but Jennifer does it in a very inverted way in Jennifer, which is very interesting. I think
It's a good film.
And
What is it that he did to like his daughter and his wife? I always hear you make the comments, and I couldn't like find anything about it.
It's like, no, he just puts them in, and it's a lot of TNA.
Yeah.
With his daughter.
Well, and no, what it is in the
His daughter?
And he
listen.
daughter in like
in the 70s and the 80s, he cast.
Here we go.
He cast a lady who eventually became his wife.
Yeah.
And she was in a lot of his movies, and in those movies, there were scenes in which that actress was, because he has terrible deaths, in particular towards women in his films.
Yeah.
And
very misogynistic kills.
And he cast his wife in those roles. And then after his wife quit and then divorced him and said that there was something very disturbing about Dario. She never said it in a very like in a bad physically type way, but there's just like he is kind of a disturbed individual, like just with the thoughts that run through his head, right? And so then in his second half of his career, basically, he does the same thing to his daughter. What is it? Asia Argento.
Oh, puppy.
Who is in a lot of his films, including a very pornographic version of Phantom of the Opera that I rented one night from Netflix when you could get them mailed to you, right? And watched it with my girlfriend at the time, Starlet, and we didn't make it through the movie. It was funny. But I've never made it through that movie. Here's Dracula that he did recently with Rutger Hauer is very much the same thing. And it was in 3D.
Yeah.
So if you want to see a 3D softcore porn.
It is very terrible.
You watched it, Delaney?
I saw it. It was pretty bad.
Watched it. I lived it.
Let's put it like this.
But Argento in the
first 10 minutes of it because the CG is terrible in it. Anyway,
Argento in the 70s and 80s. But basically, the whole thing, Dylan, is this: that he gets accused of excessive violence towards women in his films. In particular, it's usually directed towards his wife or his daughter.
A lot,
which is interesting.
Sounds like Eli Roth.
He is a creepy dude. But
Well, he makes great films, though.
exactly,
He
and
makes
great
wonderful
stories.
cinema, man. It's.
I love the majority of his
I
films.
love how we talk about Argento at least once in our horror fest.
Well, I feel like we've always been leading up to an Argento fest.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah,
Let's
that
do
would
it.
be awesome, man.
See what all
Well-
the hype's about.
Well,
I love
let's
his
take some
master
time,
before.
bro, because I don't know if I think here's the thing that Giallo's tied into a whole thing. It's called Giallo, okay? And Giallo is the predecessor to like 80s Italian horror, like the Fulci stuff, right? That we talk about with zombie
Yeah.
all the time. And I love Italian horror, and I know that J Strick's probably been introduced to the concept of it for the first time really this year in depth. So at first there's this genre, it's called Giallo, and it's Italian like murder mystery type stuff, right? And Argento starts there, right? Well, he actually started as being the writer on Once Upon a Time in the West, so, which is really interesting. But Giallo is it's got a style to it, Italian, just like the German films of the 20s and 30s, the expressionistic stuff. It had a very specific style, like very bold colors, really sickly, sweet color palettes, very bright red blood, and just the idea behind it. And then Italian horror comes out of that, and then they started pushing the boundaries further than American horror was doing in the 80s. And it's a really interesting genre to subgenre to dive into, Italian horror. I think it's great. It's kind of like, do you remember in the early 2000s with the Japanese horror renaissance in America?
Yeah.
That's what happened with Italia. That's what happened with Italian horror in the late 70s, early 80s. Yeah. Fulci being the master of it, him and Argento.
Yeah.
Him and Argento.
We gotta watch Zombie, man. You just say when. You say when. Oh, it is so good. It's so good. That music is good.
It's so great.
I love that cover, man.
It's everything, man. So clean.
Brett says, sometimes I just sit here wishing Brooks would just suddenly break out into song.
Here's the story of Max and Brady. I always think that when I'm on these videos because we look like the Brady Bunch.
We do look the Brady Bunch.
There's a story.
We need one more person.
Fucked up Brady Bunch.
We need to get 9 to get the full Brady Bunch.
It's a 9.
And
Yeah.
of course.
We only ever hit 9 on the 5-year
we did.
anniversary stream. The 5-year stream, we had like 10, didn't we?
Yeah.
At one point, we had up to 10 at one point. That was a fun stream.
When Drew was eating the candy bar.
Was that the night he was eating the candy bar?
Yeah. Good times,
Life
man.
Force would be a good one, Fable. I really like
We have
Toby.
yet to watch Life Force
I think
again.
Funhouse would be a good one too. Like,
I love Funhouse
here's something.
Yeah.
Here's an idea.
and Life for it. Both of them I love.
I love Life Force. Yeah.
With the podcast, we sometimes do like a director spotlight. Wouldn't that be fun to do for one of these nights? To be like,
Yes.
about Toby Hooper. So we're going to talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2, Funhouse. Or we're going to talk about Life Force or something like that. I don't know. That'd be
Yeah.
interesting.
That would be nice. That's
I
a good.
thought
That's a
about
good
that.
watch.
Because I do that. Like, honestly, like, I like when I get into directors, like,
Oh my
their
God.
work, man. So, like, when I watch
stuff.
Re-Animator, I'm like,
Good
I'm going to
stuff.
watch From Beyond and then Castle Freak, you know?
That's racist, David.
Castle Freak is one of the ones that I had a previous partner of mine walk in during the scene where the dude is literally. So you think it's bad when the head's trying to give head in Re-Animator? Well, in
Yes.
Castle Freak, Stuart Gordon has someone literally eat a woman out. Literally. Eat. And that's the scene she came home to. I think the quote was, "You watch some really fucking depraved shit."
I'd be like,
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
on
you're
now.
right. But even I can get pushed too far. What's crazy is Castle Freak didn't push me too far, but something like Basket Case does for some reason. It's weird.
I love Basket Case.
I know you would.
Yeah, some you gotta watch out for. Even with the Phantasms, man. Like, it's like randomly Reggie's banging some chick, and I'm like,
'cause they
Reggie of
just
all
wanna-
people. Like
Reggie.
I want a segment next week where we just talk about how Reggie is pulling these chicks. Apparently.
I'm just going to tell you this.
With that hair?
This is the idea. This is the idea.
He's a musician.
This is the idea. First of all, this is just Don Coscarelli making his friend Reggie look badass.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
That's
honestly
it.
what it is.
Pretty
And then, honestly, all the chicks that he winds up pulling.
It doesn't actually. Yeah. Yeah. No, I got what you're saying.
Yeah. It's all a ploy. He's the mark. He's the easy mark.
Yeah.
But he is badass with that 4-barreled fucking shotgun, dude. Brooks is like, I have no idea what the fuck y'all are talking about.
Watch Phantasm, man. Watch
Wait till you
Phantasm.
watch that.
He will. Let's just calm down. Dude, I love this idea. Florence Henderson and the Argento Ten of Swords. I feel like we could sell PCP shirts now that say I like the European version better or something like that.
Pretty cool. Like Florence Henderson is like Charlize Theron's character in Mad Max.
Yeah, the shirt should say it was good, but I like the European version better.
Yeah.
Weird stretch. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting those shirts soon. I gotta holler at somebody. Anyway,
We got to get merch. We need merch.
Chris
We have
Maston,
merch.
friend of the show, he's actually working on a Argento cut of Face the Music.
I always watch the Argento cut of all of our videos.
That's right.
It's
Because it has the Goblin
it's
soundtrack
so
on.
different. It's so creepy, isn't it? It gets so psychologically creepy. And the editing is so meticulously terrifying.
Oh God.
Giallo is something else, man. I really like it. I like the style, the aesthetic, and it's very 70s. It's lots of fiber optic shit. You know what I'm saying? Jelani, like with the bird with crystal plumage, that's a reference to the bird with the fiber. That's a great movie.
Yeah,
is
it
it a
is
horror film?
We
Not
don't
really.
know.
It's a Giallo film. It's a murder
just-
mystery, but
yeah.
it's got murder, terrible murder. It's like
Horrible murder.
in every Argento film, Jelani at one point has to exclaim, "Oh, what a horrible murder!"
And it is. It's horrible. The way they die. No one should die the way Argento kills people in any of his films. Any of them.
Hey man, life
Like,
finds a
no one
way.
should die. There's one in Inferno where like he's got this woman and he pulls her back into this broken glass on this window and just drops the window on her. And I'm like, oh, and there were nails in the back of it. So like she had her head stuck in nails before she got her head cut off. I'm like, no one should die like that. That's a horrible murder. And he's got so many instances of that in his films. And it's startling. It's very startling.
Fable, that's a really good idea. Like a battle draft, Dylan, like we do on Bob's channel, but like with horror stuff. That'd be really cool.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, death by someone's dick falling off.
You have not watched Teeth. You need to watch
Teeth was on the Teeth was on this
The poll.
poll. It was Teeth, Re-Animator, Dead Alive, Zombie 2.
Yeah.
There was
you need to
something
watch
else.
all these films, Jay Strick.
Is Zombie 2 that bad?
Dude. It's
I
some
think
creative depth.
Zombie. I don't think because I know that you're not. I don't think you've ever seen an Italian horror film, and I think
No.
if you watch Zombie
You're
for
not
the first
prepared.
time, I think you would not be quite prepared for it.
You're not prepared. It's not
Are you ever prepared?
the murder, the
You
kills.
just gotta rip the band-aid off, right?
zombies. I think this movie is how the zombie outbreak started. This is where it originated.
It's got
That's
a voodoo
cool.
element to it
And it's
too.
voodoo,
Yeah,
and it's so much in it. It's so layered.
the zombie makeup literally has
look at that.
magnets in it.
Look at it. That's there. That's in the movie. That's in
Oh,
the
that's
movie.
cool.
Jesus. And the music that goes with it is
Oh,
so
the music's
haunting.
great, man.
Oh, you gotta watch some. Oh, it's gorgeous. And it's
Oh.
there and it's brooding.
Maybe my friend will let me borrow it.
Fulci's great, man.
Yeah.
He's always.
He's
I
massive.
found that I still have my DVD copy of The Beyond, and I'm very excited about that. So
Yeah.
that's super cool. But it's really interesting. A lot of these Italian horror films are available on Amazon Prime right now. I was noticing that today.
Yeah.
Like just
That's
type in
horror
Lucio
pay for it.
Fulci. Yeah, dude. And I think some
Yeah.
Argento films are maybe even on there. I don't know. So, I mean, yeah. Opera, for instance, Argento's opera has an eye scene that really gets me. This
I hate eyes.
He like basically puts razor blades on her eyes.
Yeah.
And so she's trying to keep her eyes open because she shuts her eyes. She's gonna like cut herself.
Cut herself.
Bruh.
I hate all eye things. And Argento is like, he knows that. It's like he knows that I hate it.
Yeah, he knew that shit when you were like 5 years old and he made opera.
Like, let's do it. So yeah, they're crazy films.
I fucking love it, man. I fucking love it. I've reawakened my love of horror films because of Horrorfest. This is the first time we've ever gotten to really tackle Horrorfest the way I really wanted to. We've always done it on a personal level, hanging out, watching movies, and we've done it here on the channel, covering some movies, but doing it the way we did it this year, the way that we have started doing this live show, with everybody getting together, not having to have everybody cramped up into the studio, which obviously you guys saw the images. We have a much bigger studio to work with now when we do live in studio stuff. And Comics Revisited production starts soon. So Brooks, you're going to have to reread New X-Men again. But yeah, that
won't take long.
Yeah, no shit. It's a really great book. I love doing this fucking show, and it's reawakened a love for film in me, which I had kind of neglected because, to be honest, PCP started as a movie-based podcast, and then the comic book coverage, which I just threw in and thought nobody would care about. I just wanted something I could do weekly, right? And that was actually 4 years ago this week, when I started the weekly comic book review. And I haven't missed a week yet. Even when I had oral surgery one week, I still did the video. It just released on Friday. And that was the first year. But no, it's changed my life, man. And doing these has changed my life again. And it's got me back into horror films again and just film in general. And because I neglected the film aspect and got it more into the comic book aspect because of the channel's success, moderate success. And then this is really reawakened. And I've had people mention that, you don't get as many views on these as you typically do, unless it's the Spawn movie review, which I think most people just think is actually like the Spawn movie on YouTube. The last comment we had on that was "fuck you," so that was great. But I don't care because I love.
Sorry, that was me.
I love watching these movies with you and with you out there in the PCP Army. This is such a fun fucking time, and to be honest, this has been my highlight of 2020.
Yay!
Doing these fucking videos with you guys. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Yeah,
really
we're glad to be here too, man. I look forward to this as well.
Thanks for organizing it, man.
Yeah.
Dylan, I did my weekly pop culture wrap up. It's coming up tomorrow morning. I plug your show for the Monster Squad. But I forgot to fucking cover the goddamn horror documentary. In Search of Darkness Part 2 is coming, Dylan, my man. Tell us about that.
Yeah, dude. I'm so hyped for it. Tom Savini's in it too. And
really?
Robert Englund, they weren't in the first one. Yeah, bro. They weren't in the first one. And that was like my own, it's a perfect documentary. But that was my only flaw. I was like, dude, they talk about Tom Savini all throughout the thing, and he's not in it. And I was like, how do they not get him? And they we're doing a part 2 for another 4+ hours. And I'm like, oh,
wow,
my God. Dude, because if it's a 4+ hour documentary, but it doesn't feel like it. It's so good.
Because it's got to go through so
they're
much.
Gonna get more cultier. Yeah, dude, and Robbie's gonna love this. He's not gonna be here. I don't know if he can hear me, but dude, they're diving into Italian horror in the documentary, so he's gonna love
cool.
that.
Nice.
I mean,
that would be really cool.
It's gonna be the thing. They got it on sale right now, and you can only get it from October 6th to October 31st. The sale ends midnight of Halloween. You can't buy it ever again.
Wow.
But they did that for the
Oh,
first
man.
one. Like it's only on sale for the month of October, and once that you can't buy it. And if you can get lucky to find it on eBay, but the first one's like $100, if not more.
Damn.
Okay.
It's
then.
like impossible to find online, so I'd go get it now, man.
Why would
you
they
can get-
do that? That's
You could
nuts.
you get the second one and like 3 posters and like a enamel pin for like $70, but you can also add the first one for 15. So you get the first and second for like $85, free shipping.
Okay.
It's a
But
funding
it-
thing, and you get your name in the credits.
Yeah, it's like, yep, you get your name in the credits. It's kind of like the first one they did through Kickstarter, and this one they're not doing it there. There's also a sci-fi documentary. It's called In Search of Tomorrow, sci-fi 80s, documentary. That
80s
one went to
sci-fi.
Kickstarter. I wish
Yeah.
I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it till just recently. I would have got that for real, but I already signed up for the part 2. I already ordered it. I own the first one already. Otherwise, I would have probably dropped the extra 15 to get it. But the thing is, you won't get the physical copy till December, which is 2 months away. But in November, they'll send you a digital code of the first and second one. So no matter what, you'll own both on digital. So. But that's one I gotta own physical, man.
You can find it, Jelani. You should watch In Search of Darkness. It's 4.5 hours. It's going to make you. I wrote down a list.
It's on
I wrote
Shudder.
down a list. Yeah, it's on Shudder right now, but Jelani can find it.
I can find it.
I wrote down a list when I watched it of movies I didn't own, and I've been plowing through that list.
And they they explain it. They give a good synopsis of it.
Oh, dude, and it's the actual like it's interviews with like Barbara Crampton, for instance.
Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs. They have Stuart Gordon on it. Yeah. Before he passed. Yeah. John Carpenter.
Wow. I would want to watch this.
It's so good.
Okay.
Dude, and Alex Winter. Station.
Yep, Alex Winter.
Of course.
That's bodacious, but.
And they go year by year and then topic in between. Yeah, it's so good.
They talk about the scores. They talk about and then they have like in between things where they'll talk about the score.
They even talk about the TAMs, bro. They even talk about that.
TAMs.
Dude, it's awesome. It's the best documentary ever.
Station. We're nearing show and tell time, and so if anybody has a topic you want us to briefly discuss, get it out right now, including you here right now with us.
Did y'all get your Friday the 13th Blu-ray sets yet?
No.
I wish.
Mine is. I got an email a few weeks ago saying that mine would be delivered on like the 22nd to the 27th. It got moved from the 13th to 15th to the 22nd to 27th. And I'm like, what? Yeah, they still haven't charged me for it either. Now, people that ordered it directly from Screen Factory, they got the poster, they got theirs this week. It releases on Amazon the 13th, and I think there's going to be a first wave and a second wave, and I think I'm part of the second wave.
Cool.
It says I'll get mine Thursday.
Fuck you. Fuck you. We ordered it the same day. Like, John said the same thing to me. And
I ordered mine way before you.
Well, me and John ordered it that same night.
Oh, you
right?
and John,
here on the stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his is still saying it's coming this week. And
really?
Whatever. I don't care. I'm getting it. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, damn. Like right now on Amazon, 1 through 8, the Blu-ray set is $20.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's super cheap, right? But I'm like, you're not going to get all that extra shit that Screen Factory's put together.
Yeah.
So
it
looks gorgeous.
I own them all on digital too, so I was like, damn.
Yeah. I have access to them too, and
I really had to think about it.
Oh, it's a beautiful looking set, and I realized I found out today that I'm part of a movie collectors group on Facebook, and this guy had posted up his copy of that. And it's a slip click. The slip case is beautiful, but then it's just the Blu-rays fit perfectly into it, right?
Yep.
And they all have their individual actual Blu-ray case, and it's gorgeous. He had also got the Omen set and the Critter set. They're done the same way. And I was like, oh, I got to get those too. Holy shit.
It's
Because
done
that
just
Omen set, I have an Omen set on Blu-ray, but it doesn't have Awakening, and that one does. Oh my god!
really.
Yeah, the fourth one with
He
the
might
girl.
have added it. Maybe,
Shout Factory and Scream Factory are the same thing, right?
Yeah.
It's just like their horror branch. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Shout Factory and
Yeah.
Scream Factory is like the brand within a brand.
Yeah. I follow them on Instagram. That's why I saw on their stories they're posting people's stories of the Friday the 13th thing.
Yeah,
I kind of want to get it, but I'm like, that's a lot. It's kind of a lot.
it's the cheapest now it will ever be.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I'll do that. The Michael Myers one is like $500 on the market. Like they did it just like that. And I'm praying once these new Halloween movies are done that they'll do another box set, because I'd love to have like a Freddy box set, a Jason box set, and a Michael Myers box set. That would be the coolest, man. All done from Shout Factory.
Hell yeah.
That'd be
You
cool.
got
The only Nightmare film I have is the first one. I don't have any of the other ones. I got rid of my. I never had them on Blu-ray. I only had them on DVD. I got rid of it.
Yeah. I don't have them on Blu-ray. I got them on DVD.
One of the cool things about the Scream Factory set is that the Blu-ray's in 3D for Friday the 13th Part 3. And so that's super, super cool.
There's a lot of cool things about it. Like, I can't wait to
The
dive
extra
into all the
scene and all that
special
shit.
Yeah. Finally, we're getting the unrated cut of Jason Goes to Hell on Blu-ray.
It's not going to be
I
any
know
better.
people hate that movie, but I enjoy it. It's
Dude,
fun
the Snyder cut of Jason Goes to Hell makes it all better, man.
The Snyder cut is too long, but the Argento cut is really lean.
Yeah, great soundtrack.
And it uses more of that atmospheric goblin score.
Every minute.
Y'all watch the goddamn Argento cut. Y'all watch it and tell me. I'm sorry. This one's
I've seen it.
No,
I've seen it.
Dude, it's not that. We'll watch them. We'll probably love them. It's the whole
The way
bit.
you did it.
We all went down saying that we loved it, gave it a 5, and it gets to you, and you just shit on Dawn of the Dead.
No, I don't. I gave it a 4.5. I gave it a 5.0 for the European cut. Just saying, the goblin music takes it to another level.
God dang it,
Oh my
man.
God. If I hear Goblin music one more time,
Goblin's a great band.
it is.
Goblin's
Dude.
great.
Tenebrae is one of my favorites from them, man.
Yeah.
Outside of like Suspiria, or Profondo Rosso is really good too. Boom, doom, doom, do 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 do. Oh man, we got to get Jay Strick on some fucking Italian horror. We got to have like
I'm down, man.
we should do an
The
Argento
whole
night.
thing, man.
Is what we should
Yeah.
do. Maybe like in I don't know. How quickly do we want to get back to horror movies in 2021? You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. We'll plan it. We'll have an Argento night. We'll do it. I actually ordered some Argento films today on Blu-ray.
Do you have Salem's Lot? That's the one that won, right?
Yeah, I have it. The Toby Hooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it on Blu-ray.
I saw it at Walmart for like $5. I didn't know.
Nice.
Should have bought it.
You should.
I didn't get it. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know if it was like the right one.
I didn't know.
Well, make sure it's not the one from like 2000 or whatever. Make sure
That's
it's
what I'm
one
saying.
from,
Like I didn't dive too deep into
just
it.
look on the
wasn't.
back, and it should be from the late 70s. Is what it should be.
And it won't have Rob Lowe on the cover.
Yeah. It'll have a Nosferatu.
Rob
Yeah,
Lowe is
it'll
in
be
Salem's
all
Lot.
In the
Yeah,
TV.
not the
remake.
TV show.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
TV, yeah.
They're both TV.
You're talking about the
movies.
movie.
I was
Yeah.
like, bro, I'd watch the crap out of that. I love
The
Rob Lowe.
older one is better. It's superior.
Yeah, way
It's
superior.
way superior.
I still need that poster of Rob Lowe and from Lost Boys.
Yeah, right. You can find it, man. It's online.
Just plastered right there.
Do you still have that Billy Idol poster that used to be at George's house?
No, I think I left it there, man.
Yeah.
Only the good die young. Da, da, da. Da, da,
That's Billy Joel.
da.
That is Billy Joel.
Billy Joel? Oh, sorry, I'm thinking about the boys again. That's my bad.
Idiot!
I don't care. I like Billy's.
Billy Idol. And he starts singing Billy Joel.
White wedding. White wedding. There.
There you go.
That's boomer. That's boomer me.
Yeah, he was in Wedding Singer, man.
He was just singing
Yeah.
the
He's
Argento
in the
cut.
plane.
I just watched Wedding Singer like a week ago.
Really? You should be watching horror films, man. Getting ready for this show.
It was when I was sick, bro, so I'm not
Yeah.
watching.
Chris
horror movies
Matheson, friend of the
growing
show.
up.
Yeah.
And I was
From
watching
what I heard,
Malibu
he's been here.
Wanted.
Yeah.
Don't you talk to Billy like that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did he freeze up?
No, it's just an
No.
awkward silence from everybody.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, have you heard that they're going to put Rambo in MK11?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Really?
good.
I'm
It looks
thinking to actually get MK11 just for that.
I was thinking about it too, Brooks.
That'd be awesome.
Well, yo, Scorpion.
Ugh.
I'm telling you, bro.
I like it.
I still need that tiger
Are they
jacket he
keeping
got in
Spawn?
Rocky 3.
Is Spawn still in
Yeah,
it?
I think Spawn's still on there.
Okay. I'll get it if Spawn's in it because I haven't played
They
that
should have
game yet.
brought Rocky to Street Fighter. Then I would have played it.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
He just have all Balrog. Yeah.
Balrog.
He have all Balrog moves. Da-da-da-da-da.
If he dies, he dies.
No kicks.
So-
Rocky Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right, y'all.
Show
Show
and
and tell time. Y'all got show and tell ready?
Yeah.
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 Who's gonna go first? Let's see.
Well, not Dylan because he just
Not
disappeared.
Let's see.
I have to go get my stuff straight.
You need to make you a wheel with like
Why
one
don't
of
you
those little arrows on it.
Yeah, I
Grab-
should.
Why don't you just grab some of those pops, Dylan?
Because they're going out the door, bro.
What's funny is he probably has like a really good chunk of money with some of those pops because I know he's got some of the Chase ones.
Yeah.
Now he just bought a bunch of Chase stickers and put them on a bunch of the pops.
You found some guy on Instagram.
All right, we're about to get show and tell everybody. So let's see who's going first. I'm just gonna do that.
I got
Oh!
You can buy Strix since you're so into them.
What's happening?
Big stretch. Brooks, show and tell. You're up. Show us what you've got.
Well, I picked up this fella the other day. He's
Hey,
Yeah.
Age of
from
Apocalypse.
the Age of Apocalypse, which is why he's so happy.
That's right. Happy-
And he even has his skull here, so we can do Shakespeare in the Park.
Alas,
yeah.
poor Mr. Sinister. I knew him well.
Where art thou?
I also picked up this guy. He's all shiny.
The
Oh,
shiny
yeah.
communist fit.
Unfortunately, I missed
Yeah.
the Bane train, so he's kind of my second place prize.
All
Bro,
the Bane figures
He
came
is,
out.
he is pretty awesome, though.
bro, is that Billy Joel?
Yeah, Billy Joel was Boba Fett the whole time. Only the good get eaten by Sarlacc. And last of all, I'm going to show off this is a present that a friend of mine got me like a while back. But it's basically like a,
Well, that's nerdy.
yeah, I know.
What's it called?
It's
The Wheel
the
of...
world of Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time.
Cool.
It's like a guide. There's like this fantasy series. It's like 14 books long. And this is basically like kind of an overview of like the mythology and stuff. It has like, it's got cool artwork and maps and stuff in it.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But like, I guess it's like, unless you actually know what it's talking about, it's not that cool, but trust me.
It's cool.
Cool. It's fucking cool.
You should all be totally jealous that I have it.
Jelly.
I'm more jealous of that
You
Kool-Aid
guys
shirt.
look like you should have Smucker stickers stuck to you. You're so jelly.
Bruh. I'd probably read that book if it was the Argento cut.
That's a very nice show and tell.
Oh yeah, I understood that reference.
Show and tell, Dylan. You're up. Show us what you've got.
Bro, let me get that chain.
Thanks, bro. 2 Chainz though. I got this though. This is old though, bro. It's my only
That's dope.
It's the only thing I got. This is like my favorite show of all time, man. If not horror show of all time. And I got it in what? It's the year I was from '94 too. It doesn't look as good. The suit, the tuxedo's a little beat up, right? And I have to like comb its hair like every year for real because it gets all screwed up. But
bruh, give him some dreads.
Yeah, put some beard oil on that shit.
But he's still, the voice box still works.
It's dope as shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you?
Did you ever get curious and see what was underneath?
Wow. Okay. That's a weird stretch.
Re-Animation.
Ooh.
But still looks good though, man. I love this thing, man. I wish I had more Tales from the Crypt memorabilia. But I'm excited for the Wolfman when I see that's the one after Phantasm.
Wolfman's got nards.
Yeah.
Wolfman's got nards.
But yeah, I just want to show that. I got
cool.
this though from Rob.
Hey.
Oh wow. I haven't seen that. Is that McFarlane?
Yeah.
Or is that NECA?
No,
NECA.
Oh wow, I want to see that.
it's a cloth
I
one,
can't
right?
wait for the. Yeah, I can't wait for the Ultimate one to come out
cool.
though. I really got this because I've been debating on starting to collect these cloth ones and like hang them up on the wall, and I think I will get because I want to get that Dr. Loomis and Laurie Strode 2-pack, and I'll probably get the Michael Myers to go with it just since they're both cloth. Even though I do have the hollow NECA behind me, but
Why don't you let it out of the box? Play with it a little.
One. Nah, I'm keeping it inside.
Man.
I'll take
Toys are meant to be
when I
played
get
with.
when the Ultimate one comes out, I'll take that one out.
You'll take it out. Yeah.
The cloth is all dusty.
Well, you better prove it when it happens.
I got some dope shit though to show off for the Wolfman one.
Hell yeah.
We're doing Wolfman?
Oh.
Yeah, like
the
2
OG,
weeks, man.
dog.
2 weeks.
Bruh, I never seen it.
All right. Jelani, show and tell.
All right.
What you motherfucking got.
By the way, nice shirt, dude. I really like that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's a great movie.
Just got it. Love this film. Let's see. I've got a lot, so give me a second. I'm trying to figure out, prioritize what's good. Okay. I will start off with this. We'll go.
God, I love this figure, dude.
If I can get it in the camera right, I can never get these in the camera right. This that's the Magneto.
Short.
I don't like the cape. Actually, the whole body's kind of weird. I'm not really a fan of this figure, but it's okay because you get Ian McKellen's head too, and I'll use Ian McKellen's head eventually. But she looks tight. I love Magneto.
Can I borrow that Ian McKellen figure for my Green Ranger for a while?
I was about to say.
Why not? And of course, stabbed in my head, Charles. And this, of course, is going to be my Patrick Stewart. Now that I have the Logan version and Professor X, I'm good with this because the James McAvoy head doesn't look right on this figure. And I like the chair, but I think I'm going to use the old chair from the 2000 Toy Biz because it has the X on it.
We need the hippie James McAvoy when he's a drunk.
I like it. I like it better with this chair. So he will use that. And I'm just a fan. I love that figure. And then, of course, we'll go with Mike's big pull of that Mike helped me out with Hasbro Pulse because it was going to be impossible to get these. So thank you. Big ups to Mike Zero. First, I'm going to show off Selena.
Nice.
From the Hellfire Club wave. Of course, I've got the Donald Pierce.
That's a little steamy, that Pierce figure.
Yeah. It is. It's the steamiest. And the Pierce figure is pretty clean. I gave him the cybernetic hands from the Reavers. And then I've got, of course, Shaw.
Nerd.
Sebastian Shaw. I think I enjoy this.
You know it.
Head and that little smirk he's got. It's pretty clean. And of course, the reason I got the entire thing, the White Queen. And got the Hellfire Club. She's clean. I like that suit. And the box in itself is amazing, but I don't have time to show you the box. But after that, I've got my Walgreens find. So I found Silver Centurion.
Oh, cool.
Iron Man. He goes well with that War Machine, which is still, I don't know, the figure of the year, maybe, but this goes with it. This is Drunk Tony. So I love this one. I'm gonna put Tony's head on it and find a liquor bottle. It's gonna be great.
Hell yeah,
And
brother.
then, I guess I'll just skip to the end. This is my set, and this is what I waited for. This may be my figure of the year, and it is Thunderbird. Not really.
That's how I'm trying to get my hair like.
I'm lying. This is a terrible figure. This figure's trash. This,
Bruh.
however,
Thunderbird is awesome, dude. Don't throw him
the storm
over like
of my dreams. Yeah, no, Thunderbird's a great character. That's just a trash figure. This is not. This is Storm. She came in the 2-pack with him.
That's a nice
And
figure.
she's glossy. Like her suit is glossy.
Yeah.
This is the
Her
best Storm
cape,
figure they've
cool.
ever made. Her cape, well, she's got two different.
I don't know
capes.
about that, young man. I like
She's
that
got
one
like
in the white
she's
suit.
got a resting head. I like the white suit too, but this is giant size.
That one looks powerful, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
her
that-
eyes, her face. Look at her face.
Yeah,
You're
that's
giant.
Claremont. That's Claremont Storm, bro.
This is Claremont Storm.
Believe it or not, young man, I knew that.
Her resting head.
That's
is
Dave
awesome.
Cockrum, John Byrne Storm, man.
This is an amazing Storm.
You young man, you wouldn't know that.
You know nothing. You know nothing about Storm. But then
Yeah.
she's amazing. This
the
might
only,
be my
the only
figure of the year.
X-Men you know are fucking Hickmans.
That's right.
So say something.
You got to.
Yeah.
This is the real deal. This is the real deal, my friend. But
I've only read the Scorsese cut, so.
Scorsese cut's a little too raw for me.
well, actually, I'll give you this one too. I got
Hey.
the
Hey.
evolution figure. Heyo. He's pretty awesome. He's got
dope,
his
man.
moments. I'm mad I took him out of the box though, because like
yeah, I kind of regret it too, but
the lightning that comes with him is you can't do anything with it. There's
yeah,
no point.
you're gonna have to put it up against something.
I gotta put it up against a wall
Yeah.
or something, but it doesn't stand on its own. It's just green lightning. I'm like, I don't care.
Green
And then you've got-
lightning.
You've got like second green lightning, and I'm like, what? I
Second
don't-
green lightning.
Yeah. And then of course the
Green lightning.
heads that come with it.
Yeah.
So,
Power Ranger heads,
yeah,
but not blue or black.
not blue or black.
Because they're still alive, young man.
Because they're still alive.
They're
Young
fighting,
man,
but
man.
that's it. That's my runs.
That's nice. That's nice.
Thank you.
It's nice, man.
Jay Strick, show tell you up. What's up? Show us what you got.
First of all, those are just gorgeous. I love this. Anyways, this is the only pop I own right now, and I got it because Mike got it for me. Danger Days, draw away. Killjoys, make some noise. Where you at,
Look
Robbie?
alive, sunshine.
This is the 90s homage, I guess, cover. It's cool. Found it in like a dollar bin. This is the Thor book that came out this week, but they did a Frankenstein
Oh,
cover. That's dope.
Nice.
Oh wow,
Beautiful.
I gave
Yeah,
him
too.
life.
I like that.
Then I
love
don't
that
I don't have a lot of Halloween comics, so I'm just showing off the ones I bought this week.
That was the good one, man.
This was actually really good.
It's a good one.
If you have this at your local,
I didn't
you should
read
buy it. Yeah.
I didn't pick it up. I usually pick those up, but
Well, I thought you were a horror fan, so whatever.
I am. But sometimes
Wow.
they're
It's just like a little convenient.
Thought you
It's a
were
little
a
convenient.
horror fan, little convenient.
Spend all your money on that chain.
yeah. Well, a lot of times they're cash grabs, so I'm not falling for it this year.
Well, You know, it's a cash
And it was
grab.
actually good
That
this
Star
year.
Wars poster you got.
You should have watched the weekly comic book review from Rockin' Robbie, and you know that it wasn't just a cash grab. It was
You
good.
should have saw my top 10 video. You know, it didn't come out. Zeo Gold Ranger.
Gold
Yeah, I saw that.
Ranger.
Zeo Blue. Waiting on
They
my
got
red.
Zeo Red out. Zeo Red's out. It's
Yeah,
at
I
Target.
know. We're supposed to get it. I don't know where it's at.
Oh, you're getting it too. Oh man,
Believe
that's
it or not, young man, I pre-ordered them.
nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Pre-ordered them.
I have all of the Rangers except the Blue Ranger and the White Ranger.
Oh, yeah.
And
No, you don't. You're just talking about
Tree
Mighty
Ranger.
Morphin. You're just talking
Yeah.
about Mighty Morphin.
I don't care about the other ones.
Yeah. So you don't
I
have
don't-
every Ranger. That's all I'm saying.
They're about to reprint
You
the
don't
green
have
and the white. So
Do
don't
you
go.
agree that you don't have every Ranger? Do you?
The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, yes. I only got the villains, and then I was like, crap, I got to get training. And then once
I
I
got what
training,
you're doing.
I've got them all.
All right, show and tell. I'm up. Show me what I got. Well, first of all, I got this one in.
Yeah.
What's
We gotta
that?
watch bad boy.
Yeah. And I got this one in for a steal.
Yeah.
Bruh, is that Gerard Way's Argento cut?
And
I was just watching that.
Nice. Yes.
Dude,
I
Ann
love
Perkins
that.
wrote that?
A good follow-up. Yes.
all right. I found this when I was going through my pops to sell. I found this one. I forgot I even had it.
Oh,
Wow.
Regardless, I kept this one, obviously.
Nice.
So that's dope.
First edition?
All right, now here's a tribute to Mike the Voice Matthews. Thank you, homie.
Nice.
Wow. Cool.
Obviously,
Very
well,
nice.
Count Chocula is the superior pop, but yeah.
Robbie, you know they got an Alfred Hitchcock Funko? I got that one.
Yummy Mummy.
Wow.
I don't think we have the Count. I don't know if we have the Count Chocula one, but we got that one.
Yummy Mummy is the superior vinyl pop.
Fruit
My
Brute.
man Mike.
Nice.
I want
And
that, man. I want that.
Very nice. The first one.
Mike found it for you?
Yep.
Mike,
Very
what the
nice.
hell, bro? You're supposed to let me know.
And
Yes.
Yeah.
That one is so awesome, bro.
I like this one. It comes with the both masks and the crime mask. Yeah, with the blood tear.
Wow.
Yeah.
dude,
Yo,
my favorite thing is that the pumpkin opens up.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I got it displayed. I got it displayed with my trick-or-treat pumpkins.
I'm super pumped.
Be careful when you take the head off, though, because, like, dude, the glue is, like, not, like, it was weird, like, for the hair. Like, it's glued. The hair is, like, glued onto the mask. And I noticed, like, mine, like, I could see it, like, a little bit coming off when I popped the head off too hard. You got to kind of not pull from the hair, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll not pull from the hair. It's actually a tenet that I follow in my life. Don't pull from the hair. Why is my mustache doing that weird thing? Anyway, and I also want to show off, since this was Re-Animator, I have some Frankenstein stuff I want to show off.
That's why I didn't show mine off, because I knew
So
you. I was doing yours.
There's the first Funko Pop for Frankenstein's monster.
Cool.
Right there. And then
Looks like the poop I took this morning.
there's the second one that came with the flower. That was a Walgreens exclusive.
That's the dope one.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's what I got there. There's one of the mystery minis.
I got that one.
Weird stretch. Prove it.
Bogus.
I got it right here, bro. I got all
All
of it. And I got the one with the flower.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, I got that too.
Remember I showed you I got all those
Yeah, we
mystery
know.
minis in black and white. I don't got Phantom of the Opera.
I got that one.
Yeah, you showed that one.
I'm showing it again.
Shit, you got the Wolfman Funko too, you lucky son of a bitch.
This was a I pre-ordered it, but this was a McDonald's chicken nugget Frankenstein. I love that one.
Dude, you just need some Szechuan sauce with that.
Oh, I know. I know. And this one comes from Burger King in the late 90s.
Oh,
They did
yeah,
these ones.
that one's cool. Aren't
Yeah,
they
he
all
actually-
like that?
He comes with a table and you can hit a button and it lights up and it makes his hands and his
That's
face
dope.
light up, and that's pretty dope. But
For a fast food
that's
toy, that is very impressive. That is very cool.
Yeah.
yeah, they used to do really cool. They used to do really cool Happy Meal toys, y'all. Like really
They
cool
did.
ones, especially during Halloween time. But that was show and tell, and that's pretty much the show. So hell yeah. Final thoughts, Jelani?
It's good to do these. I can't wait to do Monster Squad tomorrow on Saturday. So excited with Dylan. So yeah. Re-Animator is awesome. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining us out there, PCP Army. And good night.
Jay Strake, final thoughts?
Sometimes I start a sentence and I don't even know where I'm going to end up.
Brooks, final thoughts? Dylan, final thoughts.
Oh my God! Stop doing that, Brooks. You're always making me look bad on my outro. Nah,
Robbie's fault. He put you at the end.
I know.
Only so he could plug Monster Squad.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to be here. Awesome review. Love Re-Animator, but I'm super hyped for to review Monster Squad with the boys tomorrow. That's gonna be hella fun. And yeah, man, make sure not to miss it.
You got that right. And my final thought, Brooks, I've always admired your beauty.
Hell, are you Yoda? Was that Yoda?
I know.